See, now the smart move when you're trying to start a stream is to not shove food into your mouth right before you know your music is going to run out and you need to change the screen. But as we all know, I don't seem to be a very smart person sometimes. Good evening. Thank you for the pad and welcome in. These tomatoes are really good. These tomatoes are really good. Lasagna, the lasagna I had for dinner was banger, by the way. It was nice. It was very nice, very tasty. I didn't burn my mouth for once, which is like something that usually happens with lasagna because for some reason it's always like when you try to eat it immediately, it's always too hot. And if you wait too long, by the time you actually like towards the last few remaining pieces, it's going to be stone cold and then it doesn't taste good anymore. Anyway, I do have a few tomatoes that I'm going to be snacking on, so... Oh god, no, the newest snacking on stream has never happened before. It's like I forget to unmute myself and you just see... You're wondering, what's happening here? 5k pads before 2025? Yeah. No, we can do that. We can definitely do that. I just gotta stream enough. Or you have to pet more. Or both. Oh, excuse me. Maybe both. We should try both. My god. But yeah, we'll come back to Ace Attorney Investigations. We are still on case 3. Because, I don't know. I do know. It's I know that my body hates me, so the way we had to rush to end stream last time on Sunday was also not very fun, but this time, for real, we are going to finally get our actual killer here. We're this close. Like, I could have finished last time, but my body had different plans. But we're gonna do it this time, for sure. And then we're gonna see what the rest of the game is like. We speedrun Punk. See, I legitimately, I'm not going to show it to you, but I legitimately have a list of things I want to have ready for like next year. Because I'm working with the assumption, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to introduce it all like just randomly one day, bit by bit. No, I'm gonna try and get everything ready for the new year so I can disappoint all of us. No. So I can say, hey, I figured some stuff out, and then I can do a grand reveal of new things, which kind of is ruined now that I've said this, but it's whatever. No, I do think I can finally figure that out for next year. I think I've said this last year as well, and then I didn't do it, but this time, So I feel like I'm talking with a very heavy accent today, and I don't know why. Yeah, let me get my controller. Let's get back into it. Punk. Motif for murder. Murder. Because I stopped like right when we started actually grilling him on stuff, and I was like, oh, I gotta go. Yeah, we were in the middle of it all. The music going, hey, hey, stuff is happening. Things are finally starting to become clear, and the truth will soon come to light at last. Do you mean to say that you have uncovered new evidence? I know I said it like 3 times. Her voice is not good for me, but I do it every time. I cannot change it now. She needs to stop showing up as much. She will probably be there until the last fucking case, but she needs to stop showing up so much. Hi, Zen! Are you still ahead? You better be, because I didn't finish. Oh, you did! Okay, now I gotta speedrun this game. Good afternoon, how you doing? Evidence? No. I was hoping I might convince Mr. Guster to open up to us about it instead. Oh, is it Mind Games time again? Yeah. Hi, Very. Thank you. You see me on the other side. Ooh. Did you like it? Was it your first time playing this game as well? Or did you play the fan translation before? I probably asked you before, but I don't remember. I'm sorry. No more Ace Attorney games left to play. Really? Oh, I do. No, I do have. After this one, I still have one Ace Attorney game that I haven't played before by myself, but a few more on stream actually. So very solid first time on. Nice, just like me then. It is. Mr. Gusto, I have a question for you. every older gentleman, or not so gentleman, in this series just gets the same deep voice I'm trying to reach, because I only have a limited amount of deep voices I can do. So they all sound the same. I don't care. You still got the Professor Layton game. True. Maybe level 5 in Capcom are actually gonna do the unthinkable, the craziest thing ever, and port that one. I'm holding out hope that we're getting the Professor Layton games on modern consoles, all of them. Like as an updated version, probably depending on how well the new game next year is going to sell. I want it so badly. Level 5, I will give you all of the money I have. And then I want them, together with Capcom, to realize, hey, actually, the spin-off is so funny. It's such a good game. Genuinely, it literally combines the craziness that you're used to, the craziness of Ace Attorney, but you are not ready for the craziness that putting Professor Layton into the same universe somehow makes it, because you think Professor Layton is the one that's like more subdued, the one that's more serious. Like this is an esteemed gentleman who likes to solve puzzles. But if you think about the actual plot lines of any Professor Layton game, you're like, huh? And they put all of that into Ace Attorney, and then they went, yes. Like the plot in the spin-off is so... I adore it. I love it. The only thing I didn't like back then when I played it was the German voices they chose for Maya and Phoenix. But we will hopefully see about that at some point. If I get to play it on stream, I'll play it in English. But the actual plot of that game is so out there. Also, I just realized there's like 2 pixels of Miles' hair where I feel like the line art goes a little too far into the actual skin. I just realized, and now I can't unsee it, and now I have to make all of you see it as well. But do you see these? I don't know if you can see that on stream. Do you see these 2 points? It's like the line art goes into his actual skin here, and I'm like, I wish I hadn't seen that. I'll make a new Ace Attorney. Yeah, next time they make a big announcement where they're like, ooh, Ace Attorney fans, watch out for this brand new and important announcement. And then it's like, whatever the hell those last few announcements have been. Yeah, we'll see. They're all blinking with both eyes. To this day, I'm still like, why did you tell us? Like, couldn't you have kept that secret for yourself? Couldn't you have? Like, I cannot ever unsee it again. Do we have any more of the 2D games actually? When did they start introducing the 3D models? I think with Apollo. So I think we're just gonna have the funny bug-eyed 3D models. They have their charm, but they also have a few problems. But that's something for next year. For now, we should actually focus on this murder. I said I have a question for you. What is it? You chose to make your entry for the final on your own. I told you I wanted to test myself. I wanted to prove I was the best in the world.
Objection!
If that were the case, then surely you wouldn't have chosen to cheat in the first place. So tell me, Mr. Gusto, why did you feel the need to team up with Mr. Frost? Yeah, why did you? 18 years ago, Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost collaborated in the confectionery contest. But why did they work together and why did they enter the contest in the first place? That's the information I need to get out of my opponent somehow. Ooh, that's a lot of pieces. Mr. Gusto seems to have a habit of pretending to be asleep when things aren't going his way. Let's start by focusing on why he chose to work with Mr. Frost. By my hand, now's the time to dig up the truth that was buried all those years ago. Oh yeah. Let's get it. Why did you collaborate with Mr. Frost? Mr. Gusto, what inspired you to collaborate with Mr. Frost? We were acquaintances before we were contestants. He was interested in entering the contest, so we decided to sign up to get— Never mind, I guess there's no deep voice at all. Hello? He was interested in entering the contest, so we decided to sign up together. Yeah, okay, I guess. That's as, as deep as it goes tonight. Sorry. And your decision to pair up with a sculptor had nothing to do with your lack of faith in your skills. You don't know me. We joined forces because we wanted to— What is wrong with me? Thank you. We joined forces because we wanted to make the most perfect creations possible, that's all. Yeah, that's a little better. Every time. Frost's son and mine were in the same grade at school, so we got along pretty well too. Oh, so you were just two friends who happened to try for the title of world's greatest confectioner. Is a lawyer playing chess as a chef? No, see, Edgeworth is not a lawyer, he's... Oh. Sorry, now I have hiccups. Great, love that. He's not a lawyer. I forgot the actual word. He's a prosecutor, Jesus Christ. No, but like... yeah, sorry, it's like... Because every time in-game, they're like, oh, you're an attorney, and it's like... No, I'm a prosecutor. That's why I mixed it up. Yeah, prosecutors are lawyers. Sorry, my bad. Ooh. Scrambled brain tonight. Yes, both what Mel and Flo are saying. He is in fact a lawyer, but I wanted to make the distinction that he's a prosecutor. But yes, this is technically a chef. A confectioner, if you will, actually. Wake up. Pretending to be asleep when the going gets tough won't work on me, I'm afraid. Mr. Frost was a sculptor, Mr. Gusto. I doubt he cared much about winning a title for confectioners. In which case, he probably had a different motive for taking part in the contest, wouldn't you say? He's blinking with one eye. I mean... Pasta carbonara. Yeah, no. Technically, it's logic chess. He's imagining playing chess against people to get them, like, to get information from them, to corner them while he's talking, which is a funny concept. Very funny concept to me. Yeah, exactly. But this is actually the first time we've seen an enemy have 4 pieces. Well, now he has 3. We already started one, but 4 pieces. That's the first time. I wonder how many pieces the very last Mind Chess is going to have. I'm imagining maybe... Well, if this dude in case 3 has 4, the very last person is gonna have, I say 5 or 6. I think they might actually do it, or they might make it more than one Mind Chess thing. That's my... I'm calling that right now. I don't actually know. Fine, it was me. I wanted that title. Frost was only in it for the prize, the ultimate cookbook. I see. Since your objectives dovetailed. Dovetailed? I need a dictionary for every single word that Edgeworth is using. That is crazy to me. I've never seen that before in my dovetail. What? What do you mean there exists a German word that's Einschwalgen? Who uses that? Never in my Duden.de. Never in my life have I seen the word Einschwalgen. What are we saying? No, I'm not going to turn off my ad block. Fuck you. Fuck you, Duden. What do you mean? Oh, okay. Bust a lawyer. You've never heard of this one before? Okay, now I don't feel as bad. If Mel hasn't heard of a word before, then it's not just me being uncultured. Then it's genuinely a word where I'm like, what? But then something happened. A breakdown in your relationship, perhaps. If so, I want to know why. Mr. Prosecutor, I'm still quite unwell after my butcher theft. Of course you are! Push me too hard. And I'll be on my way back to the medical room. No, wait. Then you better wrap this up quickly. I'm already dangerously low on patience. Mr. Gusta's trying desperately to make his escape, but he's not going anywhere yet. Not as long as he's still keeping things from me, so let's figure out what he was really after. Next, and please, no more hiccup. Defenestration? Ooh. Would you be willing to give me an actual explanation of what that means as well? That word looks so fake. What? I love the English language. It makes perfect sense, like 2% of the time. Someone out of a window. Oh! that is a very joyful word. I need to remember that for the next time we play Like a Dragon game. Yeah. Someone remind me next time I throw someone out of a window in a Like a Dragon game. Throwing yourself out a window. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good to know. Defenestrieren. Yeah, okay. Gonna tell that to my colleague tomorrow. I'm like, when I'm having trouble, I'm like, oh god, there's so much to do. I'm gonna be like, man, I wanna defenestrate myself. No, that's not how that works then. But I'm gonna use it. Then he's gonna be like, what? No, maybe he would know. He's the type of person who would know that kind of word, I think. I'm gonna test it. If I remember until tomorrow, I'm gonna test. This is the same coworker that asked me if I have autism in my eyes. So yeah. Hi, Room! Might have been the best in the entire show. Ooh, sounds fun. I can't say I know what Black Lightning is. Aside from a show, apparently. There's no time to lose. I need to pick the right line of questioning and fast. Yeah, okay. Do you want more than just a title? You have autism in your eyes. Like, astigmatism and autism sound almost the same. Almost the same word. But it's so funny. You two had your eyes on something other than the title, didn't you? Yeah, on autism. After all, I'm not sure the title of World's Greatest Confectioner even counts for that much. Now you're insulting the way of the confectioner. My only goal was to win that title. I didn't care about anything else. You have no idea how much it would have meant to me. Homophobia in the eyes, hell yeah. Look, my sense of design may not have been up to snuff back then, but you should see me now. Oh, so you've improved? You bet I have. I didn't do all that training in Shangfa for nothing. Please. Do we get to go to Shangfa in this game in one of the 2 remaining cases? Please. No? No. Oh, I want to see that mystical land of Shangfa that everyone and their mother keeps mentioning. It will become hella important. Okay. Ooh, that's a new sprite. I look up to Tengaro, you know? Spend hours poring over the designs of his work. Even used to watch a show with my son. Sounds to me like Mr. Tangaro's work was especially influential in your early studies. And with his recipe book, you might have even become the best someday. Maybe. The book was a real treasure, no doubt about that. Any confectioner would have wanted it. You claim that your only goal was to win the title, yet you also seem to have had an interest in the contest prize, the Ultimate Cookbook. Yahaha! Greatest collection of recipes by the world's greatest confectioner. I can't say I had absolutely no interest in it. And even if I did. What exactly is so wrong with that? Nothing, I suppose. Only that the book contained recipes for medicines, not desserts. And everyone who entered the contest supposedly knew that. I feel like I'm finally getting somewhere. I can't let him slip from my grasp now. Just need to stay calm and keep the pressure on. Okay. Good. Next. Let's find out why he wanted the cookbook. So your plan was to win the cookbook and use it to help you with your own creations. What else? A book like that could have improved my craft tenfold. You could have made a lot of money if you'd sold it. I don't know much about what was actually in there. But it was worth more than money, I'll tell you that. No? Come now, Mr. Gusto. I think you know more about the Ultimate Cookbook than you claim. Told us a little about it at the start of the contest. Then you know what kind of recipes it actually contained, don't you? And that they weren't dessert recipes at all. Aha! I see you did your homework. So you know what was really in there. The Ultimate Cookbook, or the Angel's Cookbook, to give it its proper title. It's a collection of chemical formulas and ways to synthesize new medicines nobody had ever heard of. So you did know the cookbook actually contained recipes for medicines. This could be an important clue. Hell yeah. Did you know what the book was really worth? Do you know how valuable the cookbook really was? What kind of question is that? It was a collection of Tangarora's recipes. There was no confectioner in the world who wouldn't have wanted to get their hands on it. That's from a clue. Except you knew that's not what's really in there. Your designs may have improved thanks to your training in Shangfa, but you clearly didn't do enough work on your skills of deception. Ooh. You've already admitted that you knew the Ultimate Cookbook was a collection of recipes for medicines. Thereby making your interest not gastronomical, but pharmaceutical in nature. Ooh, oh my god. Ah. You confectioner, Mr. Gusto, you had no professional interest in revolutionary new medicines, which suggests that your interest must have been personal. Yeah, just a little more. I underestimated you. Fine, you're right. Winning the title wasn't the only reason I entered the contest. I needed one of the recipes in that book. It was for my son. He was sick. Was because he's no longer sick, or was because your son is dead? He was. Tell me more. That's none of your business. I've told you as much as you need to know. He looks rattled, but I can't let him off the hook. Let's find out what this mystery illness was. Alright. Almost gotten to the bottom of this, I can feel it. Just a few more moves. Ooh, tell me more about your son. Tell me a little more about your son. He was my pride and joy and my biggest fan. That really sounds like he's dead. And you entered the contest in order to help him. You clearly don't have children of your own. Any father would have done the same. I would have done anything to help him. Anything. Oh. He would come see me at the contest venue too, right up through the semi-final. Really? You didn't get in the way of your work? If you were trying to beat Samson Tangaroa, surely you didn't have the time to look after a child. Yeah, well, I wanted to do what I could for him. He said he wanted to always be the first to try my creations. You said your son was sick, Mr. Gusto, and yet he was able to come and join you for the contest. He definitely is. He definitely is the kind of age where the general public expects you to have put children into the world at this point. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't that kind of illness. Nothing life-threatening, anyway. This feels like it could be an important clue. Okay. Was the book necessary for him to get better? So you needed the cookbook to cure your son. Yeah, nowadays you can get the medicine you needed anywhere. But back then, that book was our only hope. Which is why I didn't dare waste my time on fancy tea parties. I had to give my all to my work. And what about Mr. Tangaroa's work? Surely that tea break gave you the perfect opportunity to go steal a glance at it. And what makes you think I had the energy or time to care about what the others had made? I think you've made it abundantly clear how much interest you had in Mr. Tangaroa's work. What's more, if you were that determined to win the ultimate cookbook, I seriously doubt you would have passed up on a chance to take a peek at your competitor's entries. What's blade value? I had plenty of chances throughout the contest to see and sample my rival's work, you know. Each time I did, nothing seemed to have any flavor. Must have been nerves or something. Nothing Mr. Gusto tasted had any flavor. It seems like it could be an important clue. Oh! Well, he's... Could you tell me the name of the disease your son suffered from? You're a real cold customer, Mr. Prosecutor. Isn't it enough that he was seriously ill? Why would you force me to tell you more? Because I'm feeling like you're the one that actually had some kind of illness. Namely, some kind of taste disorder. That's why you wanted the book. Keep all out your time and deposit check. And the pets. This is Sabba's promise. Wait, sorry, there's several abbreviations ED could stand for. Which one are you referring to? Because the first one I have in my head for ED is actually an eating disorder, not erectile dis. Yeah, okay. Time to apply my clue. But it wasn't life-threatening, was it? You've already shared with me that your son's illness wasn't life-threatening. So why are you so reluctant to share any further details? Electric dysfunction. Panic at the disco. Oh, you wanna Pikachu? Okay. Pikachu. Pika Pika. Pikachu. It may not have been life-threatening, but that doesn't mean it hadn't been life-altering. I see. That must have been very hard on both of you. Of course it was. That was why I did everything I could to find a cure. We were desperate. Energetic disembowel. Oh! Energetic disembowelment. I'm gonna use that one next time someone asks me to explain to them the plot of Higurashi. Dysfunction was a bad word. No worries. You're all good. I don't have any hands. No, I don't have any hands. Couldn't taste anything. Not even his favorite desserts. sure you're talking about your son and not yourself. As I understand it, the Ultimate Cookbook contains the recipe for a very particular medication. One that Mr. Tangaroa used to cure himself of his own taste disorder. So he had it too. It sounds so funny! Energetic, disembowel, and... What was the other word I wanted to remember? The one about jumping out the window. Oh, no, throwing something out of the window. Yeah, that one. True, you say? Defenestration, thank you. So your son has a taste disorder then, am I correct? How did I let that slip? You've been asking me to believe that you needed to win the cookbook in order to cure your son. But was that really the case? Oh, excuse me. Of course it was. What are you saying? I'm saying that I'm not so sure that's true based on everything you've told me. I tend to apply my clue. You were sick yourself, weren't you? Taste disorders are difficult to live with. It isn't easy not being able to enjoy your food. You should know. After all, you just told me you'd experienced something like that during the contest. You said that nothing you sampled had any flavor. Those were your words, correct? Which would seem to suggest that you were suffering from a taste disorder. Oh, we're almost there. A confectioner without a sense of taste. Not exactly ideal. Are you sure it wasn't actually your own condition you were seeking a cure for, Mr. Gusto? I've had enough of your speculations. I managed just fine in our contest, made all my own entries, no problems. Ah! But did you, though? Defenestration. Oh, listen. Pretty much all of the names. No, not even pretty much. All of the names in the Ace Attorney localization are some kind of wordplay. So... Though I have to admit that some of them I don't necessarily get, but pretty much they're all based on some kind of funny wordplay. Like our favorite guy that died in another case, Died Man, written like DEIDMANN, Died Man. I think that one really takes the cake. Sorry, but I'm afraid you're contradicting your own testimony. You already admitted that you and Mr. Frost had to work together during the contest. It's too late to claim you did it all on your own now. Eddie Fender is so funny. That one's really good. I love it. You would have us believe that you're a man of principle, a dedicated student of the confectioner's art. Yet you abandoned those principles and conspired with Mr. Frost to rig the contest. Also, you could cure your own taste disorder. You got me, Mr. Prosecutor. As you said, my sense of taste was shot. My son's was fine. I kept it hidden for so long. 18 years, so nobody knew. Sadly, you can lie to others, but you can't lie to me. Both Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost entered the contest hoping to obtain the ultimate cookbook. For the medicine that would cure Mr. Gusto's disorder, and the money it would bring in for Mr. Frost. Thus, an uneasy alliance was forged. And that, I believe, is checkmate. Woohoo! Gusto's just Italian for taste. With a lot of gusto. Don't you also say that? With a lot of gusto when you're doing something with a lot of power behind it? I'm not sure if you say it in English, but you definitely do in German. I'll admit it, you're good. I never told anybody any of this, but you figured it all out anyway. It's true. 18 years ago, I developed what's I do not know how to say that. It's a taste disorder that makes it so you can't taste anything at all. Confectioner's worst nightmare. Mr. Fender, is this what Mr. Tangaroa had as well? No, the big man had what they call dissociated taste disorder. Snee, snee, snee? What? You have snee, snee, snee? There's a cure for that? I love Trucy. I love Trucy. I need to play the other game so everyone else can go love Trucy as well. Basically, some things you could taste just fine, while others had no flavor at all. So for two, kind of been easy. No one, there wasn't a way to cure it on the market. Which is why you needed Mr. Tangaroa's cookbook. Do you admit now that was the real reason you entered the contest? It's only one of the reasons. I wasn't lying when I said I wanted the title. When I put my mind to something, it gets done, and I won't lose to anybody. I might not have been able to taste it then, but I still knew my stuff was good enough to win. Oh, so you went into the final thinking you stood a good chance of winning? Of course. I wasn't offended sad about what Mr. Tangaroa thought of Mr. Gusto's creations. Perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up for the semi-final. Disappointing his entry for the final was subpar in both counts. We were told that your entry for the final was far from the prize-winning taste sensation you described. What happened, Mr. Gusto? What went wrong that day? Fine. You want me to talk, I'll talk. But you're not going to like what I have to say. I mean, if you're going to tell me that it was a mistake that you killed him in the first place, but I would even believe that. But everything afterwards was, you know, oh, I'm just gonna hide the body for 18 years. Yippee. Hello? Frost and I were working together right up through the semi-final. I handled the flavor, he did the design. But I wanted to face Tangaroa in the final on my own. No help, just me and my skills. So I helped Frost with his entry, but mine I did alone. If it didn't taste good in the final, that's on me. What can I say? I like training. It was an 18-year mistake. The statute of limitations on this entire case has been up for quite a while. And that's all there is to it. Happy now. There don't seem to be any obvious contradictions in his testimony. Yeah, not that I thought it'd be easy to get anything real out of him. He's managed to not let slip what really happened for 18 years after all. Why don't you try pushing him a bit, Malzarino? See if you can't shake something loose. I think I just might have to, Fender. You could redeem everything. You could. But do you want to? Alright, let's see. So the flavor for everything up to the semifinal was just fine. I understand that maybe his design wasn't, but why was the taste off?
Hold it!
With unlimited points, I could do whatever I wanted.
And yet I heard that your creations prior to the final were scored highly for the flavor. So what went wrong? Was there some kind of cooking accident on that day? No, nothing like that. It was, I told you, I had a taste disorder. My sense of taste failed me. It's as simple as that. But Mr. Frost's entry was complimented on his flavor. Your sense of taste hadn't failed you then. Did something happen overnight? Oh. I don't think he's going to spill any more beans, Mr. Ashworth. Perhaps I should ask him about something else. Okay, I'll ask about the semi-final then. Mel, using mod privileges is not the way to go. No. Don't do that. Something changed between the semi-final and the final, Mr. Gusto. Not really. What?
Why these tomatoes are cold?
The only difference between the semi-final and the final was that Frost wasn't helping me.
Objection!
I can think of one significant difference between the semi-final and the final, Mr. Gusto. Your son. This is him in the photograph, correct? You told me he was here with you up through the semi-final. He was. What of it? What indeed? He was here with you until the semi-final, until he suddenly wasn't for the final. And just as suddenly, your work went from being lauded for its flavor to being lambasted for it. What? Bro! I don't think that's a coincidence, do you? He wasn't just spending quality time with his father, he was playing a much more pivotal role than that. I just wanted him to see me hard at work, to show him what I was trying my best for. Who knows, maybe it was him being here that helped me do so well in those early rounds. Well, maybe you just had to taste everything until it was good. He talks a good game, but nothing about his guy screams super dad to me. Indeed. Thankfully, we would only have to give such an idea credence if the story were true. After all, how much could the encouragement of one small boy affect the taste of a grown man's work? Mr. Gusto prided himself on the flavor of his creations, but then he lost his sense of taste. He must have had a tough time maintaining his high standards after such a devastating loss, unless... I'm sure your son was here to cheer you on, but that wasn't all he was here to do, was it? You're a very suspicious man, Mr. Prosecutor, but why not try answering yourself for a change? What was an elementary school kid doing here other than to support his father? To taste your creations! Obviously. Your son knew the taste of your work pretty well, I imagine, Mr. Gusto. He was my biggest fan. Of course he knew it. In which case, he would have been a good judge of whether something tasted on brand, so to speak, no? What are you implying? You've already told us you were suffering from a taste disorder. Yeah, I did. You told me this like 5 minutes ago. No one knew about your condition. Indeed, I doubt Mr. Frost would have wanted to continue collaborating with you had he found out. After all, it was your job to make sure his creations tasted good. Therefore, your son wasn't just here to support you. He was helping you by taste testing your work. Dang, now it all makes sense. Most stuff tasted good because it really was finished the day before when the kid was still here. You have a vivid imagination, Mr. Prosecutor, but do you seriously think I trust a kid to tell me how to adjust the taste of my masterpieces? He's your son! Of course you would! I have some pride, you know, even back then. Did you know? My designs may not have been much to write home about back then, but I always knew my work tasted better than anybody else's. You think I'd risk everything by putting my reputation in the hands of a child? I forget that this is Ace Attorney, and every other father in this game just fucking sucks, just like in real life, but... Why is he tasting? He is a confectioner! It's kind of important for him to know what his work tastes like. That's just more speculation, that's all it is. In that case, I asked to speak with your son this instant. Let's see how much of your story he can corroborate. My son's dead. Sadly for you, my son is no longer my concern. What? As soon as I got my sense of taste back, I went straight to Shangfa to start my training. And cut off all ties with the kid for good. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, never mind then. Once again, another dad that sucks in the Ace Attorney universe. Who would have seen it coming? What? You abandoned your own child? And that ain't the half of it. No one knows where he is, even now. House have looked all over for him, but no dice. So, still think you can prove your asinine theory. I'd like to see you try. Why are you laughing about abandoning your son? What is wrong with you? Offenders, Gustafson, no, no. You think I care about anything besides confectionery? Think again. I got my sense of taste back. What need do I have for a son? What? Silence in the courtroom. While Mr. Augusto's words and actions may demonstrate a certain lack of humanity on his part, the goddess of justice cannot judge him for that. Okay. Therefore, Mr. Edgeworth, I believe it is time for you to admit defeat. Yeah, give it up. 80 years is a long time for anything to surface now, prove or otherwise. Mr. Edgeworth, we have to do something. If we don't, the truth might be lost forever. Are you Detective Gumshoe? Triplet. Stop. Stop. I'll never get over me actually calling one of the Yakuza plots just for fun. That's the last piece of the puzzle, I'm sure of it. Once we know whose blood it is. Hey, Miles, sorry to cut in on your mind palace time, but I was pondering something myself. A friend guessed it didn't come here just to check up on the body, did he? You mean because he tried to open the case? Exactamundo. Think we have anything that might explain why he tried to do that? We might, if Detective Gumshoe can make it back in time with a certain piece of evidence. That's quite enough idle chatter, defense. Now, if you... Miss Edgeworth, sir! Sorry to keep you waiting! Hell yeah! He does it again! Speak of the devil. I take it you have the test results, Detective? Yes, sir. The lab just got back to me. Detective, please, court is in session. Now then, am I right to assume that you're bringing us the evidence Mr. Edgeworth was just speaking of? What? Hey, no fair! Why didn't anybody tell me about any of this? It is indeed the evidence in question, Your Honor. It needed testing, so I asked him to carry it out. What the? Why is everybody always helping you? Well, maybe because we're not... We are kind of parading around that we are a little better than most people, but we don't say, oh, I'm the best, I'm a winner, and I never do any of my work myself. You know, Edgeworth has grown as a person. He's gotten a little more humane. Maybe you should learn that too. I'm supposed to be the one in charge here. Mr. Winner, I'm sorry I didn't involve you, but this is important. Can we at least hear what the detective has to say? Well, alright. So, Detective Gumshoe, what did the test have to tell us? You're not going to believe this, but the owner of the blood we found in the liquid at the bottom of the Gemini case is... Camilo Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack. What are you talking about? Thank you, Detective. You've been very helpful. Well, that looks like my suspicions were correct. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, what do you mean? Explain yourself. What is the significance of this blood to this case?
Wouldn't you like to know, Willy boy?
It's only the very thing the perpetrator of the I-7 incident has been trying to hide all these years. The fact that your blood was found inside the Gemini case, Mr. Gusto, is as good as us finding your blood lying right next to Mr. Frost's body.
Overruled.
Why would there be traces of your blood there of all places, Mr. Gusto?
Mr. Gusto.
If you will not answer her honor, Mr. Gusto, then I will. There wasn't just blood in the liquid from the Gemini case. There were traces of salt and sugar too. There were. And if you remember, one particular part of Mr. Frost's work was allegedly very salty indeed. Oh yeah! You're talking about what Delicia told us back then, right? What was it again? Yeah. The salty bit.
You return with ice cream. Ooh, enjoy your ice cream.
Meanwhile, my phone is dying. Yes, the lyre, and only the lyre tasted as if it had been flavored with salt. There were no traces of salt anywhere else on Mr. Frost's entry. Very interesting. And perhaps you can tell us, Mr. Edgeworth, where did the salt in the lyre come from? The fucking salt lamp, lady! Keep up!
Take that!
Yes, the lamp from the I-7 incident. Indeed, and I believe that the salt that gave the lyre its flavor came from just such a lamp. Mr. von Karma had established that both salt lamps were in Mr. Tangaroa's room at the time of the crime. One of them was used to kill Mr. Frost, and it was stained with his blood. But no corresponding pool of blood was found in Mr. Tangaroa's room. Right, because the culprit had chucked a piece of chocolate with that on it in a little stream. Into. Furthermore, aside from the lyre, no traces of salt were found anywhere else in Mr. Frost's room either. Nah, come to think of it, the lamps we found in the delicious room were both broken. The lamps appear to be broken. Yeah. We never did figure out how the one that wasn't used to kill Frost got busted, but... Are we thinking maybe the guest was blood on it at some point? Anyone whose blood was found on one of the lamps would have been a person of interest to the police. So the killer needed to hide the blood somehow, and in a way that wouldn't arouse suspicion. And you're seriously suggesting that the lyre was used to do just that? I am. I suspect the bloody salt was somehow applied to the lyre so that it could be hidden inside the case. Because unlike the fountain water, the sculptures would have needed more time and care to test properly. And so he waited and waited for his chance to dispose of the lyre undetected. And then the reason he's here today is... 18 years ago, Mr. Frost's body and the evidence pointing to his killer were taken away together. This, of course, was not part of the perpetrator's plan, and thus a new dilemma arose. How could he be sure that neither Mr. Frost's body nor the evidence wouldn't be discovered someday? So back he comes 18 years later, sneaking in bright and early to try and cover his tracks. Well, Mr. Gusto, are you finally ready to admit it? That you are the one responsible for the IS-7 incident? Mr. Gusto, it's all because of you that Samson... yeah, he's not gonna admit it that easily, huh?
Thank you very non-adlery. And the pet.
Yes. So I finally got caught, huh? All these years later. Nobody came close back then, not even the big shot prosecutor or the attorney. That's some impressive work, Mr. Prosecutor. I have to hand it to you. You admitted then that you murdered Artie Frost. Sure I do. I did it. I killed him. I can finally tell Artie that we now know who killed him. Hold on. Hold on. Only took like half a month. But I can finally tell him, hey, by the way, the guy who killed you 18 years ago is this dude. Yay! But he only had himself to blame. Oh, they're victim blaming a murder victim now, okay. What do you mean by that? He agreed to help me. We were supposed to help each other so that one of us could win. And whoever won was supposed to let the other use the cookbook. But on the day of the final, the rat finally showed his true colors. Seriously, Frost, we had a deal. Sorry, I'm not helping you in the final. Our little agreement is over, Gusto. But I helped you! I spent all day yesterday making the ice for your pieces. Did you? And you can prove that, I suppose. But you were planning to betray me right from the start, weren't you? No. After Frost double-crossed me, I had to make my piece for the final by myself. And like you said, my son wasn't there, so I didn't have any help with the flavor either. So much for the pride you claim to have in your ability to make delicious desserts. Go ahead and judge. You have no idea what it was like for someone like me to lose my sense of taste. I gave up everything to become the best. Everything. I take pride in that. Something someone like you could never understand. Oh! What? Pride? And giving up everything? Prosecutor Ashford chooses death. I think he knows what that's like. Okay, never mind. You're right, I don't understand. Do you take pride in the fact that you resorted to murder? Or that you abandoned your son? Why would I want to understand someone who could do such things? A man can't afford to rely on other people. I learned that the hard way 18 years ago. Oh, you jaded, and an asshole, and a murderer. His son never showed up on the day of the fight. And in hindsight, I wouldn't be surprised if Frost was the reason why. Why would you think that? What exactly happened to your son? How am I supposed to know? I told you, he's none of my concern anymore. And according to you guys, nobody knows where he is now either. Hi, Raiders! Hi, Saku! Hi! I'm new. I like the color pink. Vision of its JRPGs. We're currently playing Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We're on case 3. Spoiler alert for the end of chapter 3. Hell yeah, welcome in. What were you drawing? Hope you had a good stream. Also, Pikachu for the Raiders, of course.
Pikachu. Pega Vega. Pikachu.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go. See. I'm gonna go to the menu. You don't see anything, okay? No spoilers. There's nothing to see here. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Big spoiler alert for the end of the chapter 3 of the second game of the investigation titles. Wow, take care. I'm gonna give you guys a few more seconds. Don't we love it? Don't we love it when there's a raid happening right when we're like in the always during the ending scenes of a chapter or whatever. Thank you. You have a good night. I think night. You're on a very different time zone. Bye. Okay. How do you feel about being accused of being evil? I mean, we've always known. No, we've always known. Artie can in fact speak German. Yeah, that's crazy that he can in fact speak German. Okay, last chance for everyone who doesn't want to get spoiled even more. As soon as I finish eating this one singular piece. I'm tethered to this place. You cannot get me out of here. But I appreciate the sentiment. You don't care. You're horrible. So with his disappearance, so too went your chances of winning, correct? Yeah, I had to find another way of getting my hands on that book. That's when inspiration struck. I decided to skip afternoon tea and snuck into Tangaroa's room. It should have been so easy. All I had to do was photograph the formulas I needed and get out of there. But then Frost showed up. I thought I might find you here. Stealing recipes from the famous cookbook, Frost! What's this? A cure for taste disorders? Oh no, that's just too tragic. A confectioner can't taste anything. What will people say? If you tell anybody, I'll... You're what? You can't even hit me, you miserable worm. Why, you? Frost shoved me hard when I went to punch him. Knocked me clean off my feet. I crashed into one of the lamps. Must have been where my blood got on it. So Mr. Frost wasn't the first to get hurt. When it was all over, I realized I had to get rid of that blood somehow, so I scraped off all the bloody bits. I dissolved those salt shavings in some flavored ice mixture and brushed it all over the heart. And that's how you made the evidence linking you to the murder vanish. Frost was going to blackmail me. He would have made me give him money to keep quiet about my condition. So you decided you had to kill him? Yeah, I guess I did. How would I let him live? Would you want someone holding something like that over your head? Besides, he's the one who drew first blood. Makes for a solid case of self-defense, don't you think? He pushed you and you fell on the lamp. And then afterwards you decided to kill him with the lamp.
I'm sorry, but I don't think that's how self-defense actually works.
Because, like, that's not just retaliating, that's outright just, I don't know. They're attacking him again. So that was the impetus behind it all. Anyway, I initially took the lamp to Frost's room. Went straight there once I figured out how I was going to hide the bloody part. Yeah, like, it's in self-defense if it happens, like, if the other person is attacking you and then you retaliate in the same thing and you actually kill them, I think that's when self-defense will work, but like, oh, he pushes you and he leaves the room and then you think to yourself, oh man, I need to get rid of this blood. And then you get rid of this blood and then you're holding a lamp and you're like, oh wait, actually, I can clobber this guy over the head with it and kill him.
I don't think that counts as self-defense.
It might count as some other thing, but not self-defense. Emotional murder. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. What the hell do I know? But it's Inspired by all the ice sculpting tools lying about the place, I guess. You're not as dumb as you pretend to be. Yeah, I figured I could use them to chip it off and grind it up. Once I was done, painting the stuff all over the hop was easy.
Why Simpson? Why did you have to frame him?
I never meant for the cops to pin it on him. That was your fault. You and the rest of them. Why do you think I went to the trouble of placing the lamps and cloths back in Scone's room? There's only one reason to plant the murder weapon in the room of another contestant. And that's to cast suspicion on that person.
What? You tried to frame me, Gasty Pants!
Yeah.
But why? Why poor old me?
I respected Tangaroa. He was the best. A true champion. I would never have wanted him to take the fall. You're a fraud. Your work wasn't even real. You had no respect for our craft at all. You deserve to be punished for what you did.
Gasty, how could you?
Had you refrained from eating Tangaroa's work, Frost's body wouldn't have been found. My plan was to wait until Tangaroa was judging your room. That's when I sneaked a corpse into Frost's room and freeze it. But thanks to you, Bound here found it before I had a chance to retrieve it.
I don't understand. Why did you need to freeze his body at all?
Why, indeed?
Mr. Atchworth, surely you must know. Why did Mr. Gusto need to freeze Mr. Frost's body?
To obscure the time of death. Girl, have you never watched a crime series at all? Like, in your life? Or a mystery novel? I don't know. Have you truly never heard of that before? Ugh. Sorry. Mr. Gusto needed to freeze Mr. Frost's body in order to obscure the time of death. If they determined that the murder occurred during afternoon tea, he would have been an obvious suspect. Bingo. Freezing Frost's body wasn't simple. Preparing everything took time. So I decided to put his body in a chest in Tangaroa's room while I got everything ready in Frost's. It's always yeah! At the time, it seemed like the perfect hiding place. Never counted on some gluttonous pharmacist showing up and making the whole ship collapse.
I still don't get it though. Why disguise the body as an ice sculpture at all?
The sooner it was found, the smaller the effect of freezing it would have had on masking the time of death. Therefore, he needed to disguise it, at least until it fully frozen.
How awful. Using Mr. Frost's own work to help you cover up the truth behind his murder.
Ironically, Tangaroa would have been just fine if the body hadn't been found before I got it out of his room. If only things had gone to plan, he wouldn't even have been arrested, let alone convicted. And yet, he's been sitting in jail for 18 years. You don't call zombies zombies. If you're a murderer, you're an idiot. It truly does feel like that sometimes. Okay, to be fair, she's probably horribly distressed. Like, she's been dealing with the false arrest of her adoptive dad for the past 18 years. And now she's actually, like, finding out who, albeit by accident, framed him, or who's responsible for him going to jail. And who is a murderer of someone they all knew, especially because she actually very much respected our murder victim and his work. So...
You mean it was my fault? Everything that happened to Sam's—
No!
It was all because I found the body?
Don't let him get inside your head, Judes. None of this is your fault. If it wasn't Samson, it would have been Delicia instead. She would have been the one they arrested. Either way, there's only one person to blame here, and that's Gaston. It didn't help that the initial detective was so bad at his job either. He never even told the prosecutor that the body had vanished. So then Mr. von Karma had unwittingly placed Mr. Tangaroa under arrest in the absence of a body.
Please don't die on me, phone.
I mean, I guess it would explain why you were so keen to wrap things up. Still, you think he'd notice something as big as that if he'd taken a look at the few reports, right? Yeah, right? She was 16 when all of this happened. And then she got kicked out of the house too by the family of her adoptive father because they didn't accept her. And she got kicked out of this house, and she did make it. She did make it in show business to earn the money to retire and have enough money to like buy this place back. And then she came up with this giant plan to try and catch the actual murderer, and she did. She did catch him. But at what cost? Also, can we still get him for this? Yes, he's admitted to the murder, but the case is technically closed, right? It was already tried in court. The statute of limitations is up. Like, it's one thing to know that he's a murderer, but how can we still get him for it? Not if someone had been deliberately distorting the facts of the case, though. Either way, it seems that Mr. von Karma didn't know about the body until after the arrest had been made. But admitting that would have spoiled his perfect record. So he kept it to himself and proceeded to prosecute Mr. Tangaroa regardless.
Can this really be true? You don't feel bad at all? Somebody spent 80 years in prison because of you.
Sticks and stones, girlie. Sticks and stones. What a jerk. I'll arrest you right now, pal.
I'm afraid I can't allow you to do that, Detective.
There's a technicality. Wait, hold on. Wait. I think I might know what the technicality is now that you've said it. Where is it? The statue is suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country. The statue is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment. How long? How long was he in Shengfa for? How long does the suspension go? Only for the time he's in another country? I'm gonna get you, my guy. Okay. They wouldn't have written that in there to give me as evidence if I couldn't use it. So you notice, huh? Glad somebody did. Judge is right. You can't lay a thing on me.
But why? You just confessed to murder.
No idea, huh? I guess I better lay it out for you. Long enough? Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I killed Frost 18 years ago. Statute of limitations for murder in this country is 15 years. You do the math, you can't arrest me. You think I'd have confessed otherwise?
You should have brushed up on your knowledge. That's right, the statute of limitations is only 15 years. Is this really the end of the line, Mr. Edgeworth?
Once the statue is expired, he can't be charged, so... But...
How unfortunate, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm afraid that both Mr. Guster's confession and your deductions will have to be struck from the record.
Why would you say this, lady? Oh, yes, you work as a judge. Ooh, but have a little compassion. You have a guy standing right next to you who just confessed to murder. Oh, I'm afraid it has to be struck from the record.
Shut the fuck up! And Mr. Tangaroa's conviction will remain in place.
But we've finally proven that the police never had Mr. Frost's body in their possession. Even if you can't arrest Mr. Guster, surely Mr. Tangaroa has grounds for a retrial on that basis.
I see. I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid that the goddess's judgment is somewhat harder to overturn than you might imagine.
So the committee means for the verdict from 18 years ago to stand no matter what. Bad luck, Mr. Prosecutor. Yeah, a person called Truth Hammer about compassion. Yeah, I know. What do I even expect from someone else? There must be something we can do, something to bring Mr. Guster down. Yeah, come on.
Hold it!
Depending on your actions over the last 18 years, the statue may not have expired yet. This ought to be good. Alright, I got nothing to hide. It's something you want to ask, Casket. Very well. Tell us where you've been and what you've been doing since the incident. Sure. Not long after the contest, I was able to cure my taste disorder thanks to the formula from that book. And not so long after that, I went to Shangfa to really buckle down and hone my craft. That explains a lot. We tried to contact you after the fact, but I guess you were long gone by then, huh? Could be. I left, let's see, around a year after the murder. It was before Tangaroa's last day in court. Going to Shangfa was the best thing I ever did. Flavor, design, not a full package now. You are a full package of a murderer.
Objection!
And all on the back of those whose lives you destroyed. What's an omelette without a few eggs? Nothing, Mr. Prosecutor, nothing. You are evil. Sticks and stones, girlie. I'm going to use both of those to break your bones if you don't... Brother! You can't arrest me and that's all that matters.
I need more to work with. There has to be something I can get out of him. Maybe I can push him further on the statements he just made. Is there anything I should follow up on?
Yeah, his training! I'd like you to tell us more about your training in Shangfa if you wouldn't mind. Fine. I later went to Shangfa to train and finally became the best in the world. How long? When? Please, elaborate!
Objection!
The statute of limitations for murder is subject to the following condition. The statute is suspended should the suspect flee to a foreign country, which means that the time you spend abroad doesn't count toward the total time under the statute.
No way. Sounds like someone hit pause while he was in Shangfa. It appears that there may be time left on the clock yet. But it will depend on how long you stayed in Shangfa, Mr. Guster.
It was 3 years exactly. Oh, was it? 3 years. Hold on. Nobody said anything until less than the month. The murder happened 18 years back. Statute is 15 years. Add the 3 overseas.
13 plus 3 makes exactly 18, which means... No way. Statute, you did it! The statute hasn't expired after all.
Are we sure though? Oh no, music's still playing. He's gonna pull something out of his ass. Yeah. Bingo, 18 years exactly. Glad you worked it out for yourself.
She's been stringing us along this whole time. Why is he laughing? We're good, aren't we? We can arrest him now.
I hate to break it to you, little sis, but Higher 7 went down at the end of December. It's April now, which means Strictly speaking, it's been 18 years and 4 months since Broth's murder. If Gus to stay in Shangfa really lasted 3 years on the nose, it's not enough. We're a few months short. Not enough, but... What did I tell you? You can't judge me. I hate to admit it, but he read the board well when he made his confession. I mean, he got away with murder. He has been keeping it a secret for 18 years. The fact that this guy is not really dumb, but... is obvious.
Unfortunate, Mr. Ashworth. If only the statue had been suspended for another year.
Wait. Let me read this again. Statue suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment at the end of the trial. Tango was not charged with being the culprit. He was charged as being an accomplice, no? Which is weird, and we only have this in our data and not the official records for some reason. Hold on. Convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. Na, 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 na. Every time Ace Attorney gives you some very weird reasonings, it's like, yeah, no, we're gonna make it a technicality that you can then choose to use, where you're like, okay, yeah, okay.
Those who would overturn the goddess's judgment must be willing to pay the price should they fail. And you, Mr. Edgeworth,
have failed. No! Fuck you! No. There must be something I can do.
Well, if the law can bring Mr. Gus to justice, then...
Judes, what are you thinking? Don't do anything rash now.
Objection!
Yeah. There's no need to go adding to your rap sheet just yet. We're not done here. Far from it. Because there's still a way we can nail him.
There is?
Alright, Mazarino, pep talk. I need you to think back over everything we know about the case. Gus has overlooked one critical thing that you yourself were led to believe wrongly about it. Which is? Oh no, we had the other version. The official record is actually the compass thing. My bad. Thank you, Fender. He wasn't there for Samson's last trial, remember? Best I can tell, he doesn't seem to know what the final verdict that came down at there is. Which means there's still one way left to us. I got me a status for dummies then. Yeah, I know. 17 years ago, they really did a number on Samson, framed him like a pretty picture. But if we make good use of that verdict now, we can make Gusto pay in full for what he's done.
And are you?
We haven't failed. Samson's my client, Miles, and I can't bring myself to use the source of his pain as a weapon in this fight. So whether we play our last card or not, it's gonna have to be up to you. Let's do it. Okay, to be fair, I think it was a very good choice to end the stream where we did last time, because wow, I didn't think it would take this long. Bringing Mr. Gusta to justice can only happen if I use the outcome of the hard-fought trial. So, should I raise an objection and play that card or not? Of course! When else are you gonna raise an objection?
My father, Mr. von Karma, one sought to reveal the truth, the other to hide it.
I know which path I choose to follow. The one that seeks to reveal the truth.
This court has reached its final verdict. The record will state that Mr. Guest has been found not guilty on all counts.
Objection!
No, Your Honor. Mr. Carmelo Gasto is absolutely guilty. And I refuse to let him walk away. His crimes are too unspeakable to go unpunished.
Do you mean to suggest that you have grounds upon which to call for his arrest?
I do. You have to show Judge Gavel something that proves the statute of limitations hasn't yet expired. Yeah.
Take that!
Very well. There's no particular page of the I-7 case file you would like us to refer to? Yeah.
Montgomery's objection, objections names. I'd like to direct your attention to the page concerning the suspect. As you can see, Samson Tangaroa was convicted as an accomplice. And it took around 1 year from his indictment for the verdict to be reached.
Yes, that does seem to be the case.
The bookie gave us detailed certain conditions pertaining to the statute of limitations for murder. One of them, as I mentioned, is that the statute is suspended if the suspect flees the country. And another states that the statute is suspended from the time of any accomplice's indictment to the end of their trial. What? Tangaroa was convicted as an accomplice? Yep. Guess you weren't Shang Fa when the verdict came down. Simpson was convicted as an accomplice, not as the main perpetrator. Which is clearly news to you, and not good news either, am I right? But how can that be? Tangaroa wasn't an accomplice to anyone. He was innocent, you know it. Oh, we know it. It's what we've been trying to prove all along. And in a pleasing twist of fate, his wrongful conviction will be the very thing that sets him free. If you spent 3 years in Shangfa, and your accomplice, Samson Tangaroa, was on trial for 1 year, it means you can still be charged with Mr. Frost's murder up to 19 years after the fact. In other words, the statute of limitations hasn't expired at all.
The goddess's judgment is infallible, but that of her servants it appears is not. It seems the prosecutor in charge of this case may have heard. Unbelievable, you may have no choice but to instigate a full inquiry.
No. How could this? You weren't supposed to be able to. 18 years. It's a long time to let somebody else suffer for your crimes. It's time to pay the piper, Gusto. Another moment too soon. But I'm finally the greatest. My brilliance has been recognized. I gave up everything for this. Everything. Even my son. Most a pity. You can run from the law forever, because the bills come due at last. Do you get a full breakdown, Sprite? Come on. Do you get a full breakdown, Sprite? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Give it to me. All right. So I guess it's all set for his trip downtown, sir. Oh, good. Which means it's your turn next, right?
I suppose so.
Judes.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I've caused you all so much trouble. But thank you. Thank you so much for bringing Mr. Gusta to justice at last.
I'm afraid there's no escaping the consequences of your actions, Mrs. Bound. But those actions are born of the legal mistakes that were made all those years ago. We all know that. So allow me to apologize in return, on behalf of the prosecution.
Oh, no, I have no one to blame but myself for it all, starting with those sculptures.
Hey, Judes, you think maybe you might want me to represent you? I'm not some nervous newbie anymore. And there's no way I'm letting you take the rap for everything. Aww! I'm covering her, I'm sorry.
Fiona, thank you, Mr. Fender.
Oh, she's so... Oh, no! She's so cute. No, sorry, ma'am, but you gotta come with me now.
Of course.
Judge Gavin, why did you lie to us?
Lie? What are you talking about?
You implied that there was no case for a retrial, but as we've proven, that wasn't true. Surely anyone truly committed to seeing justice done would have called on it as soon as the body was found.
I I'm under no obligation to answer such questions.
And you clearly have no intention of doing so either.
Truly, you're proving to be quite a threat to the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. As such, you give me little choice but to report back on your continued transgressions.
Girl! I've repeatedly proven that you've got some corruption going on. Oh, run back to your superiors and go, "Woo, the man is bad. He's going to find us all out. Wah, 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 wah."
No doubt you will be called to appear before the committee in due course.
Wah, 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 wah.
Now I must be on my way.
Yeah, get off the screen. Don't come back.
The heck? And after you caught the real killer and everything. Isn't that what prosecutors are supposed to do?
Regardless of how it all may play out, I will never regret what we accomplished here today.
Statuette.
Music!
Hey, Miss Atwood.
Yes.
Why did you stick your nose in this case anyway? You weren't even on the job.
My job is to bring the truth to light, Mr. Winner. Not only as a prosecutor, but as a person.
I don't get it.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. Not as long as you believe that closing a case makes you a winner.
That's going way over my head. I'm going home.
What was that all about? Lisa still has a lot to learn, is all.
Wowsy wowsy.
Yes.
I just want to say old Granny Pegleg would have been proud of you today. Oh, look at me tearing up. That and thanks for helping poor Sammy poo-poo.
Of course.
Hey, Edgy, looks like you cleared everything up, huh? So, what happened exactly? I was kind of busy sketching. Wait, where did Judy and Verity go? Wow, you really weren't paying attention, were you?
Though I'm loath to admit it, Larry's sketches did come through for us on more than one occasion. Not that I'm about to tell him that. Look, I was told a few times too many. Why is this guy working prosecutor at 17 already anyway? Like, I know Francisca is a special case, but why is he? He doesn't seem like he actually has the qualifications for it. He's still here. Who invited him? You know that one meme? Blood think he's part of the team? That's Eustace sitting next to every other prosecutor in the series. I mean, I think it's funny. Winner, Eustace winner. It's depressing. What? He's a nepo baby? He got put there by yet another dad who doesn't actually care for his children. And the reason he needs to be the best is because no one ever loved him. Like, at this point, it's Ace Attorney. Come on! Oh, you're prosecutor in an Ace Attorney series? What's your relationship with your dad like? Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's a deadbeat. Oh, my condolences. All right. Quit it with the glaring, will you? Whatever I did, I'm sorry. Calm down, Larry. I wasn't glaring at you. You totally were. You're just like your pop. He was a terrible liar, too. Yeah. Is your dad that or awful? Yes? Well, son, you hired. No, I mean, I'm gonna see in what exact sense, right? Also, there's one achievement where I'm just like, Like, just for going by the description alone, whatever that is actually going to be about, and it is definitely a last case thing. I cannot wait to see how depressing Eustace's backstory is, huh? He was? Listen, I'm gonna head out. Need to fill Samson in on what went down today. You wanna come with? Yes, of course. Wait, now I'm coming too. Hell yeah. Well, granted, it's probably gonna take a while longer until we get to that case, going by the general length of all of these cases, you know? We need to ban you from predicting how games go. I mean, come on. I think if this was one of my first Ace Attorney games, maybe not so much, but I have played most of the games. I know what they like. I know what they play out. Come on. Also, thank you for the fault. The real Matt and oh. Alright. Damn. Sorry, we already cleared your case before. Well, come in. Okay, I have one more piece of this paprika. 1 second. This happens all the time. But what am I supposed to do? I like theorizing about what happens in my games or books, and I'm happy if I'm actually right. I'm also happy if I'm proven wrong. Because again, then the game succeeded in, I don't know, giving me a red herring, and I totally fell for it. Hook, line, sinker. Sinker. Hook, line? Sinker. Sorry. So what's Mr. Tangaroa like? I can't wait to finally meet him. Oh, he's a real sweetheart. You'll love him. Or to be fashionable late and not show up at all. Hell yeah. Don't worry about it. Even while locked up, you can't help but make all sorts of cookies and cakes for everyone. That's why 3 p.m. cake extravaganza is a thing for prisoners and guards alike. Oh. Really? That sounds awesome. You think there'll be any left for us to try? Didn't we find a few slices of chocolate cake in a prison the other day? Could have been some of Mr. Tangaroa's baked goods. Hey! Ooh! Gummy, what are you doing here? I heard you were coming to see Mr. Tangaroa, so I volunteered to escort him. Oh, he's actually grown older. Oh, wow. Hello, new friends. I'm Samson Tangaroa, and I forgot what voice I gave you last time. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth at your service. I'm Mr. Edgeworth's trusty sidekick, Kay Faraday. It's very nice to meet you both. Miles is Gregory's son. Is that so? Your father was very kind to me and fought so hard for my case. I know it has been nearly 20 years, but you know, considering the other lady didn't seem to age at all. I think it's nice when they actually show that. Unlike a certain other game that still has a 60-year-old guy running around with not even a single grey hair on his head. I think he would look great with grey hair. Hi, Anna. Thank you for the non-binary. No, I meant Delicia. I meant Delicia, not Judy. Maybe he dyes it? No, he just lost all of the color in his hair. But in the end, I betrayed him. I made a false confession and... Don't worry, Mr. Tangaroa. Mr. Fender's explained everything to me. Sure did. Now we're here to tell you the truth about what happened 18 years ago. The truth? Yeah, the truth. Thank you at the vet. Judy did all that for me. Ah, sorry, hold on. The short hair. Every time the cat ears are See if the short hair doesn't want to work on its own. Thank you. Crazy kid racked her brain for 18 years until she'd finally figured out how to set you free. What can I say? Turns out she really would do anything for you. Judy, I never did anything to deserve such devotion. Come now, Mr. Tangaroa. I think we all know that's not true. The bond between the two of you has held strong for all these years, after all. You think so? I guess I better show him. Which piece of evidence is proof of the bond Mr. Tangaroa and Miss Bound share? Chocolate.
Take that!
Take that!
It's chocolates. Judy made them, didn't she? Yes, she did.
They're super delicious and sweet.
Miss Bound continued making them just as he thought her, even after the fateful day, so that there would always be some waiting for you when you finally came home. Judy. Oh, no, don't cry. I bet they'll be unsuper sweet then, aren't they? Very much so, I'm afraid. I only wish we could hand them to you.
Don't worry, sir. I'll make sure you get some later.
Which would be a clear breach of prison policy. Not that I have the authority now to stop him anyway. Thank you very much. You know, Detective, something about you reminds me of Detective Bad.
Really, pal? Because I look up to him a lot. He's my role model.
You don't say. Seems fate likes to bring people of all sorts together, huh? You hang in there, Samson, just a little longer. I should be able to get you out soon. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Nobody should have to wait 18 years to get justice. Don't be silly, Eddie. I'm the one who should be saying sorry. Or rather... Thank you. Truly. Samson. Well, I guess it's my turn to wait for Judy to come home now. I better make sure there's something delicious on the table for her when she finally walks through that door. Don't let me down, Eddie. Leave it to me, big guy. Oh, no. The I-7 incident. It's been 18 long years, but this case we'd inherited from my father. It's finally coming to a close. That is crazy. That was almost another 2 hours. Just, oh my god. And Miles, thanks for today. Sorry for forcing you to make the final call like that. Not at all. I simply made the call that felt right to me.
Huh? What are you guys talking about?
You know, Samson was wrongfully convicted. We had to pretend that he wasn't in order to nail Gusto. But he used his false conviction against him, even to save him. As his lawyer, I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I can see that.
But now that Gusto's behind bars, I can finally start to get our wrongful conviction overturned. Yes, and I'm sure you will.
Wait a minute. Does this mean that even if you were only doing what's right, if the false conviction had been overturned before today, Mr. Gusto would have gotten away scot-free?
Yep. It's what we folks in the trade like to call a legal contradiction. The law is far from perfect.
Because of things like legal contradictions, right?
Yeah. Well, you never know. Things might change. The law's always evolving, just like us humans. Your Uncle Eddie and Malzarino included, am I right? The potential for growth and change. The people and the law, huh? So, Miles, are you going to keep fighting crime as a prosecutor, or help people as an attorney? Something tells me you've got a big decision ahead of you. One only you can answer. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The entire gay again. I know. Well, let's just say I won't complain if you show up at the office one day. And that note, it's time for me to skedaddle. I owe you big time and I always repay my debts, for now. But for now... Thanks again for today. I mean it.
You seem kind of in a hurry to get out of here, do you?
You do. And honestly speaking, I'm the one who owes him a debt of gratitude. After all, he gave me a chance to reckon with my father's final case. All of this taking place in a singular day when it takes you this long to actually get through it is crazy.
When I was a boy, all I ever dreamed of was becoming an attorney like my father. But then, during my time with Mr. Fonkama, I learned the way of the prosecutor instead. Eventually, with the help of some good friends, I found my own voice and a new way to live. But now my career as a prosecutor is at risk of being taken away from me. It may be time to take another long, hard look at how I want to live my life, whether I like it or not. These games came out like before Apollo Justice, right? Hey Gregory, sorry for reporting in so late. Oh. It may have taken 18 years, but we're finally in a position to prove Samson's innocence. All thanks to your boy Miles. Couldn't have done it without him. You should have seen him. The way he fought for the truth gave me chills. It was like I was watching you. Oh! Yeah, I guess Gregory wasn't someone for selfies either. Look, I know I'm not half the attorney you were, but those guiding principles you tried to instill in me, I like to think I'm embodying them now as I carry on your legacy. Here's hoping. Your boy will be joining me in that soon. Aww. Am I going to fight crime as a prosecutor or help people as an attorney? What is the right answer? Which path should I choose? Have a good night, Mel. Thank you for coming by. See, you even managed to stay until the end of this cave. Oh, a turnabout forsaken. Ooh. Hey. Oh no. Oh no. Hey, what are you doing on the cover of this episode? Uh-oh. 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 Well, let's get into it. I hereby call this meeting to order. The committee is gathered here in the sight of the goddess to pass fair and frank judgment. The purpose of this hearing is to assess the professional competency of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that her speaking? Oh, whatever. Are you... Why are you wearing that raincoat? Oh no! Why are you on top of the... No! Why were you on top of the... Okay! Yes, meet people on very high places in the middle of the night when no one knows where you're at. Definitely doesn't end in a hospital stay, or worse. Will you please stop pacing, detective? You're kicking up dust. I swept the floor 3 times already. Then sweep it a 4th. You're gonna take your badge, Mr. Edgeworth? How can you just stand there cool as a cucumber? We don't know for certain that they will. Well, it sure seems like they mean to. Jitgavell pretty much spelled it out. Well, Jitgavell is a bitch. I try not to use that word as much, but, you know... She said that I would be called to appear before the committee, nothing more. Well, I don't care, I won't stand for it. What if you never get to work together again? I'd have thought you would welcome the prospect, detective. After all, it would mean you could work with someone less problematic. Say that, sir. I never heard anyone except a stupid committee say you're problematic. You're not just looking for an excuse, are you? To become a defense attorney, I mean. Because I won't let you. You prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, prosecutor, you hear? Become a defense attorney, huh?
The circumstances of my father's death set me on the path to becoming a prosecutor. But I'd only been interested in the law to begin with, thanks to my father as well. And his work as a defense attorney. As a prosecutor, I help people as an attorney.
Are you listening, Mr. Edgeworth? I said I won't let you do this.
Really, Detective? There's no need to be so dramatic. Who knows? The next prosecutor you work with might be a little more lenient with your salary assessments. Really? So,
no more instant noodles. I mean, no. What are you saying, sir? I don't care about any of that stuff.
But you thought about it, didn't you? If only for a moment.
Busy in here. Come back later.
Oh.
Hey there. Is the prosecutor in? Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? Look, pal. What part of it busy don't you get? Wait outside. I'll be with you in a bit.
Push me out of a window from a high floor?
Oh, that's not good. Your face is as red as a tomato. Red face, gritted teeth. Let's see.
I said we're busy.
Wait, that's it? Stomach cramps, right? No need to worry. It's nothing an injection can cure. No roller beastly for me. It won't hurt much.
No thanks, pal. Healthy as can be. And who might you be?
Oh, sorry. I totally forgot to introduce myself, huh? The name's Needler. Florence Needler.
Well, I mean, I can see where the last name is coming from, but what's the Florence? Florence? Nightingale? Florence Nightingale. Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm a nurse at Herz Hospital.
Herz Hospital? Really? Well, nobody here's hurt, so are you sure you have the right room?
Yeah, you're Prosecutor Edgeworth, right? Ah, those are some deep furrows in your brow.
Hi, Raiders! Hi, Spooky! Welcome in! I'm new and like the color pink. Vision Ovens JRPGs. We're currently on
Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Case 4. We just finally finished Case 3. How was your stream? Welcome! Spooky night. How was Silent Hill? Was Silent Hill spooky? Spooky game for the spooky all.
Welcome! Pikachu for the Raiders, of course!
Pikachu! Pika! Pikachu!
Oh, you had a good stream. Thank you so much for coming by. I've not heard of this lady before. Hold on. Florence name. Maybe that's on me. Is it over?
Thank you.
My stream's going well. Oh, it is. I finally finished Case 3, which took me, I think, like 4 streams now. Because it's 1, all of these cases are very long, and 2, every other time I play as attorney, for some reason, I have to end really early.
Needler. Are you feeling alright? Suffering from a severe headache? I could give you an injection that...
I'll be fine, thank you. Could you please just tell us what you're doing here?
Oh, sure. Well, it's like this. I brought somebody to see you. If I'm right there, I'll go grab her.
Wait. What? Too late. I wonder who she brought along. If she's here from a hospital, maybe it's a patient. Someone you cut down to size with your trademark rapier with. And what exactly is that supposed to mean? See? All right there, sir. When you glare at me like that, I lose the will to live. Oh! You want to send me to the hospital, do you? Surely he's exaggerating. After all, that's the look I always give out. Nothing's happened so far.
How's your eye? by the way. Any better? Oh. Jesus! Sorry to keep you fellas waiting. Huh? Thoughts? Girl! What the hell? Your thoughts on what? You don't recognize me? There's something about her. Something familiar. You completely forgot about it. Okay. That's good to hear. This had your name on it. Oh, it's the... Okay, I get it. It's the obligatory... Oh. Person gets badly hurt and suffers from amnesia. Case. Gotcha. I got you, girl. That's another game I can put on a list for games that feature amnesia as a trope that we played this year. Thank you. Appreciate it. I love it when I can add another game to that list. Why is there so many of them? Thank you also. What a posture check and the height attack. I know! She does! I am cutting her a lot of slack. I'm glad she's alive. She's like, I don't remember anything, but I had this card on me when I was found and brought to the hospital. So can you tell me who I am? And I'm just here like, I've never seen you with your hair down, actually. Hold on, it's going to take me a minute if you're this meek. Like, you know, you usually are. I would have been so upset. No, she's starting to become my favorite weird girl. I mean this in the most positive sense ever, but I love all of the weird girls in Ace Attorney. I love breaking dried pasta. Yeah. So you really did put someone in hospital. Don't be ridiculous, detective. But look, sir, your name's right down on the card. Public prosecutor Miles Ashworth, plain as day. Be that as it may. I'm so sorry, What she's trying to say is she has amnesia. Amnesia? Thank you for the lurk. Yes, at least that's what they tell me. My parents must be so worried about her. You think an Ace Attorney weird girl has parents that are alive? He does have his older suit pinned on the wall and framed. Yeah. But they've only been getting around 8 hours of sleep each night. You gotta feel for them. What? Do I though? Because that's quite a lot of sleep if you ask me. Oh, tough break. But don't you worry, alright? Since you had this card, that means you really must know Mr. Ashworth somehow. So just sit back and we'll take it from here. Right, sir? At the very least, we might be able to help you figure out your identity. Really? Will you? It's going to come down to what you remember, but yes. And that's the Mr. Ashworth I know. Don't worry, miss, you're as good as healed. You get 6 to 7 hours of sleep? Wait, how many hours of sleep did I apparently have tonight? Let me check. I apparently was asleep for 6 hours and 43 minutes tonight. That's pretty darn good, not gonna lie. Story where someone gets amnesia and what amnesia is. I think if you're in hospital and they figure out that you lost your memory, so to explain to you the concept of amnesia though, so you know, you don't forget that for very long. Let's not get carried away here, detective. I'm a prosecutor, remember, not a miracle worker. You are a miracle worker, yeah. Thank you for the guys, January. How you tea? How are you? Amnesia? Well, where do we even start? So do you remember your name, miss? I'm sorry. She's been like this since she came in yesterday.
And I am losing my voice. So she's only been in the hospital for a day.
No way, that's amazing. How do you figure it out so fast?
How can one person be so emotionally draining? You're chilling, relaxing now?
Oh, nice. What'd you have for dinner? Did you make anything special for dinner tonight?
Not the Otome game Amnesia. Hey! Nothing against the Otome game Amnesia. I love that game. That was my first... Yeah, that was my first Otome game I played. You know, since it was one of the like first ones that got a proper big official translation and everything. What's your favorite? I like Kent. I like Kent even though I hate math, but I like him because he has glasses. Teenage me was like, this is the guy with the glasses. I like him. I have to escape the hospital. Ooh. Yeah. Greatest tonight. Ooh, nice. Having in multiple games throughout the years. I mean, I have it on the Vita. I have it on PC. The game regularly goes on sale for like what, $2? Like for 90% off for like $2 you can get. There were some like for some years. It was like everywhere. It's like at this point, who doesn't have Amnesia? Because the game, who doesn't own? Let me rephrase that. Who doesn't own Amnesia? Because it was so cheap. The other rose, you left all the green. You never play. Oh, you're missing out, Room. That's a whole experience. That's a whole experience playing all of those. Actually, I still have to play. I also own it on the Switch. I also bought it for way more than just $2. No, I don't think it got it full price because I already got it on the Vita back then for full price. I have the Switch version. And also the fan disc, you know, since we actually got an where's my case? Actual translation of that one, but I haven't played them yet. Where are they? Hold on.
Amnesia Later X Crowd.
I also own the fan disc on the Vita in Japanese, but I haven't played that one because I can't read Japanese. But I got it because I got it while I was in Japan. And it was really cheap in a secondhand store. Probably first time, really? You didn't play games before becoming a YouTuber? That's also crazy. No games at all? Not even like Flash games online? Let me check. Is there a way to really quickly see when you bought a game? Probably not, right? I'd have to go through all of my... Ooh, I haven't tried. I don't even know where my Vita is. It's... Oh no, I don't actually know where it is. Since I remodeled my entire room at the end of last year. I don't actually know where it is. Well, I last played Amnesia Memories in 2016 on Steam. That sounds about right. Yeah, that does sound about right. Yeah, oh my god. I still haven't watched the anime for it, but the opening is really good. The anime opening is really darn good. Wait, let me check. I know I can check it. I'm gonna... Let me see. I will find it. I will find it. Has to be, I guess, around 2016, huh? Amnesia. What? That's almost not finding anything. What? Why? Oh, I might have... I might have gotten it through Humble or something. Humble Bundle. Actually, and not straight up on Steam. Could be. Purple. I didn't know the colors are different for different people.
Have a fun night, Room. Thank you for coming by.
All right. Let's help. Let's help this poor girl who doesn't remember who she is. Remember who she is.
I found her wandering around late last night and brought her in. I wanted to help out, so I went through her stuff to see what I could find.
And did you find anything apart from my business card?
Nothing with a name or home address. Oh, wait a second. She was wearing this. It's a pretty unique design, right?
What? This pin?
What the heck? The Yatagarasu pin doesn't mean... But it can't be.
Hey, is it really you?
Hey.
Oh. It's you, isn't it, Kay?
I'm... Kay.
Come on, Kay, you really don't remember?
Oh, look, it's me, Gummy.
That's what you always call me.
Gummy. But you're an adult. That's so rude. I don't really call you that, do I? I'm so sorry. I can't believe I feel so guilty now.
What the heck happened to you? I've never seen you so polite. Being polite and sensitive is just not... Where's the Kay I know? You're nothing like her. Careful, detective. We wouldn't want to get the wrong impression. You make it sound as if Kay is normally a polite or sensitive soul. Not that he's wrong exactly, but...
So what kind of person was I before?
First of all, your full name is Kate Faraday. You're bright and fun and full of energy and...
Oh yeah, you're a great thief. Great thief?
There's a little more to it than that, but yes. Thieves generally steal other people's valuables from their dresses or vaults and...
Steal? But that must be so awful for the people I took things from. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was a criminal. Maybe I lost my memory as some sort of punishment.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I don't think that did her much good, sir.
That sure explains one thing. Look at these gloves. They're just the kind of person like that would wear.
Hey, that outfit.
Yes, it's what she was wearing when they found her. Well, we had to get her to change out of it and put on hospital clothes, so that's why I have them.
There's something on this part here. Could it have something to do with how Kay lost her memory? I'll send the outfit over to forensics later and see what they can figure out. Please do, detective.
Boy, they're really some thievy clothes, huh? I'm a criminal.
You may be a great thief, but you've never committed a crime in your life. Rest assured, you are no criminal.
If you say so.
Guess you better leave it there for now. She doesn't even remember who she is and you're gonna go, oh yeah, you're a great thief. Of course she's going to misunderstand.
I'm sorry, I wish I could remember who you are. How do we know each other exactly?
Well, that is... How do I put it into words? You're Prosecutor Ashworth's assistant.
I am? So, prosecutor's the head of some sort of great thief network then?
No, not quite. We last saw Kate 2 days ago. Perhaps we should try to figure out what she's been doing since then. Was the pin the only item on her person when you received her, Nurse Nita?
There were a few other things, but I doubt any of it will be of much use to you.
I'll be the judge of that. Could you please show them to us?
Well, alright then. In no particular order, I present...
A German ninja mask. Was she at a show or something? A letter, and it's addressed to Kay. Next, ticket stub, and finally... Fake flower, the kind people like to spruce up their bathrooms with too. It's a corsage, detective, and they're usually worn by women.
And that's that. So, anything useful in there?
Ah! Your voice keeps changing to the same kind of voice I keep trying to give Kay, I'm sorry. Kinda hard to tell. Frankly, I'm not really seeing a connection between any of them. The master attorneys are... No. considering they've only known each other for, well, technically they've known each other for a few years. Or they initially met a few years back, but they've only really gotten to know each other these past few weeks. She's definitely grown on him. I love her. Should take a close look at each piece later when I have the chance. Made of cheap plastic. Letter. Oh, what was in that letter? Let me see that. Viewing platform on top of the big building. The big building. And again, the floor. As usual, Winchester edition. Hold on. Let me check right now. What does it say? Don't worry, I'll make sure you get your precious thing back. Rosie. Who the hell? Big building, viewing platform, entry ticket for... Use limited to day of purchase, non-refundable. Okay. That's an interesting collection. This is bad. How do you get Kay's memory back? You can just let her stay like this forever. Calm down, detective. I have an idea. You do? I knew you'd come to the rescue, sir, so... What is it? Look closely at the ticket stub. Oh, it's for the viewing platform at the top of the big building. Big building? You know the place?
Everybody knows it, silly. It's the hottest date spot in town. They say if a couple holds hands while they're up there, they'll stay together forever. I don't think she went up there to hold hands with anyone. Just a feeling, though. Just a feeling.
This is yesterday's date, and the ticket is only valid on a date specified.
Plus it's a stop. That means she used it, right?
Yeah. I think it's a distinct possibility. Well, shall we go see what we can find?
Now! Just like that?
The only way to figure out how Kay lost her memory is to retrace her steps.
What about your thing with the committee?
It's not for a little while yet. We have time.
Great, so can I leave Kay with you?
That would be for the best, but you don't mind, do you, Kay?
Oh, of course not. Thank you. Alrighty then, back to work I go. If you need anything, feel free to give me a holler at Hertz Hospital, okay? I can come running with a syringe or 3, wherever you might happen to be.
Syringe. Yes, thank you. I doubt we'll be needing a particular service. Why is she so obsessed with stabbing people? Now then, detective, shall we get going? You too, Kay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course. Do you think we might give her some warmer clothes? No, she's just... Okay.
It's April. It's not gonna be that warm yet.
So according to this pamphlet, the big building's 50 stories high. It's all offices inside, so the viewing platform up top is the only part that's open to the public. Here, this one's for you, sir. They were handing them out for free in the ticket area. How very kind of you, detective. Thank you. Alright, I think it's time we headed inside.
Look out, the big building! It's about to fall!
What?
Gotta do something.
Please, I'm begging you, stop! I could, without fresh milk, my thoughts just aren't getting through to him. What? What's happening here? What's going on with the building? Just stay calm and talk to me, kid. That's the same guy. That's the same kid that was in the museum. Who are you? Cut. I am so sorry. We're shooting a movie. Yeah. Ah, yes. I thought as much. Hi! Forgive our intrusion. We'll get out of your way. Detective.
Oh, sorry. Really had me there for a second.
Yeah, what else? Hey, director guy, can we take 5? I can't walk under these conditions. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Oh, gosh.
So they stopped the building from falling down? That's good.
I wish we had time to explain, but maybe later. Come along, you two. Let's make ourselves scarce. Scarce. Ooh, pretty.
Big building, viewing platform.
Oh, what? Parting clouds, cotton candy.
Got a load of the view, feel the sun on your face. The wind is very strong up here.
That's okay, you just stand behind me or Miss Edgeworth here. Both more than big enough to keep the breeze away. Speak for yourself. Oh, come on! Edgy, don't say that. Well, okay, does this face bring back any memories?
I'm not sure. Have I really been here before?
Perhaps simply encouraging her to talk will help. Okay, please. Any thoughts or feelings that come to mind might be a clue we can use.
Alright, I don't know if this will be of any help at all, but... I still can't be sure if I've ever been here before. It's so high up and the wind is so strong. It's terrifying. I don't remember. I just don't remember anything. It's not good. I'm so sorry.
Stop saying sorry. No dice, huh?
I'm sorry. I feel so useless. I know I'm supposed to have all these memories, but I just can't remember.
You have amnesia, okay? Don't be so hard on yourself. Listen, sir, maybe just this once, try not to be so intimidating, okay? Or at the very least, don't use your trademark glare on her. Nobody asked for your opinion, detective. Alright, let's see.
Hold it!
If nothing's coming to mind, then just take a look around. Do you recognize anything? Anything at all?
Let's see. Cherry blossoms.
Go on.
I was standing under the cherry tree. Yes, I was trying to stay out of the rain. It was raining. I remember now. And there was a red something.
So it was raining. She was underneath a cherry tree. And she saw something red from where she stood, but what?
Was it something I said?
No, but if you could add that to your testimony, we can explore it further. You think you saw something red. Alright, let me see. There's something red. Can you tell me any more about it?
I'm not sure. It was just a red thing. That's all I can say.
Let me see nearby that's red. Was it a concession stand over there, perhaps?
Stand. A red concession stand. Yes, I think that was it. Somebody was walking toward me from beyond it.
And then what happened?
And, I'm sorry.
That's alright. If you could just add what you've told us to your testimony. Was someone walking toward me from beyond the concession stand? Are you sure? From beyond? I'm not so sure about that. Could you add that to your testimony? I just did. Could you repeat it again? You said you saw someone over there beyond the stands, and that they were walking toward you.
Yes, I can see them getting closer.
Are you sure it wasn't a ghost?
No, it was a person, I'm sure of it.
But from where you were standing, anyone you saw on the other side of the concession stand would have to have been floating in midair, hundreds of feet above the ground. Hi, Raiders! Welcome in! I know I like the color pink. Vision of the JRPGs. We're currently on case 4 of Age Attorney Investigations 2.
How was your stream?
Yeah, so many raids today. Hello.
Ooh, were you making something in RPG Maker yourself, or were you playing something? I'm good. How are you?
You are only in a little amount of danger when it comes to spoilers this time. Because I know you haven't played this yet. Random dunk games, sorry. Can't read. Random dunk games. Ooh. Well, I hope that was fun. We finally finished case 3 earlier.
Mario contra la carbonara magnifique.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Thank you for coming by.
So how on earth could it have been a person? Don't scare her.
I'm not lying, I promise. Somebody ran the stand? Somebody ran and they weren't the other side.
Oh god. Girl, it's okay, it's okay.
They were walking toward me, getting closer and closer.
Yeah, no worries.
Have a good night. Thank you for coming by.
Even though they're spoilers.
And then they...
Oh, ooh.
Hey, what's the matter? You're right, we're here. Whatever it is, it can't hurt you. I was pushed, and I fell. A person in a red raincoat.
A person in a red raincoat who could walk on air. And who supposedly pushed her off of the building. None of this makes any sense, not the least of which nobody could fall from this height and survive. Oh boy. Well, I definitely can't wait to see where this entire case is gonna go. Attention everyone, please stay right where you are.
What's wrong, officer? I'm Detective Gumshoe. Mind filling me in? Yes, sir. A body's been discovered here in this building, sir.
A body? Whose body, exactly?
Not sure. We're still working on it, but what we do know is that the victim is a young woman. And her name is Kay.
Huh?
What the blazing...
Huh? You know what would be so funny if I stopped right here? I'm not. Why is it on a new save file? Ugh, whatever.
What?
Hello? Wait, this room. Officer, isn't this?
Yes, sir.
This is a trial chamber of the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. So it's here now? I knew that they moved out of the prosecutor's building. I had no idea that it'd come here. Okay, I have no idea where this case is gonna go, that's for sure.
Oh, Mr. Ashworth, and Kay too.
Oh!
How are y'all doing? Is Kay feeling any better?
We heard there was some kind of incident. I'm sorry, but who might this be?
Yes, this is my grandma. Hold on one second. Name's Hilda Hurt Sunny. And who the heck might you be?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Prosecutor Mount Satchworth at your service. Nurse Needler, your grandmother's name, Hertz, is she?
Yep, she's the director of Hertz Hospital.
This old-foot woman is the head of a hospital.
Don't you fogy me, you dang reprobate.
How'd she do that? Oh, it sounds like you're kind of a big deal, ma'am.
Oh, that's not true. Not wrong at all. Oh, him, he's the one looking after the girl, the one with amnesia.
Seems like the head is a bit of an introvert.
Want me to fix those brow furrows? Are yours, Sunny?
Why is the hairball just the exact same size as the rest of her head? As I'm fixing those, ma'am, they're downright incurable.
You sure you want me to say that, Grandma? Alright then. Nah, I don't got a dang thing more to say to none of ya. You go on about your business, you hear? As long as that business don't involve messing with the deceased body, I got work to do.
Wait, please, wait.
Not a dang thing, I tell ya.
You can't talk to us like that. We'll get you to right, huh, pal?
Didn't I mention Grandma sounds like her now? He's in charge of this case, which means... Which means exactly that. Do you mean? Exactly what? Am I supposed to know? She said it, not me.
Huh? It's like I'm trapped in a comedy routine I can't escape. What the hell is happening here?
I've got a body to be looking at. Catch you later, gang, and take care.
What the heck is there? That doesn't matter as long as we have permission to investigate.
It doesn't matter. It matters a bunch, sir. What will you do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Examine the scene of the crime, of course. What kind of prosecutor would I be if I didn't? She doesn't know what a prosecutor is! Alright, let's get to work.
The person over there is called Kay, right? Surely that means I can't be the Kay you know.
And that's what we're looking to figure out. But don't worry. You're the Kay we know. I'm certain of it.
Thanks.
A Kay who lost her memory and a victim who shares her name. Both meeting their respective fates here at the big building. No doubt this case will be the key to restoring our Kay's memories. I'd stake my life on it. Don't stake your... Brother! People die in these games. Don't stake your life on something like this. Oh, why is it so... Hi. Officer, tell me about the security arrangements for this room.
Yes, sir.
You need a special keycard to enter, sir. Interesting, so not just anybody can enter. In which case, the person who discovered the body would have been...
Yes, sir. A member of the committee. They found her when they arrived for the day's hearing.
A hearing? My hearing, which would be on the way right now if it wasn't for this. You get out of a hearing by just having someone get murdered. Oh, wow, that's a lot of blood. It's a statue of the goddess of justice.
Sure know your stuff, sir.
Does she dole out blessings or what? I'm sure I love you, but you're so funny. She's not that kind of goddess, detective. She's a symbol of the sanctity of the law. Scales represent justice, the sword retribution, and the blindfold shows her impartiality. Yeah, that's a lot of blood. There's a pool of blood here at the foot of the statue. Judging by the amount and how it has spread, I say this is where the victim was killed.
But the body's on a table behind us, sir. How come?
I can only surmise the killer must have moved it for some reason after committing the murder. Oh. Sorry to intrude. Who? Hey! What?
What's that, Grandma? I know that voice anywhere. That's Von Karma's little girl. Oh, so you two know each other.
It has been too long, Grandma Hurts. What?
And you as well, Miles Ashworth.
What's she doing here? Yeah, that's a good question. Franziska Von Karma. She's the daughter of Manfred Von Karma and a prosecutor like myself. They say she's mainly been working with Interpol, though I thought she was supposed to be abroad. Don't look so surprised. When my investigations lead, I follow, no matter where in the world that might be. Which means that there must be some kind of international angle to this case, yes. You know full well that I've been pursuing a certain smuggling ring. Still.
And then I won't rest until it has been destroyed and its ill-gotten goods recovered.
So the smuggling ring is involved then?
That information is to be shared on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
Not yet, you mean. I see, she means to be as helpful as ever.
Miss Von Karma, was it? Grandma wants to tell you something. I'm about done here. Scene's all yours.
In that case, we'd like to examine the body ourselves too, if you wouldn't mind.
I mind plenty. I remember what I heard about you now, you dang vermin. Only no soon-to-be ex-prosecutor messing the place up. Go on, get. Just remember it's not me saying the stuff, okay? Please, Granny. It's important. Who are you calling a granny, little missy? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
This is going nowhere. I didn't want to have to do this, but... Franziska, I need you to add us to this investigation. We have to see the body up close or we'll never learn the truth about what happened to Kay.
As in, Kay Faraday. Please, you gotta help us out here. Kay needs us. I don't know what you're up to, but very well.
Thank you. You won't regret it.
Of course, I expect to receive a full explanation when I grill you later. Yo, you're sir, big time. Wasn't talking to you, Scruffy. Well, Grandma Hurts, will you allow them to examine the body? I ain't about to say no to an international big shot like yourself, huh? Are you sure about this? Yeah, I agree with Grandma. Are you sure? Yes, sure. 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 Of course I'm sure. It's my prerogative to judge the whole world in my name. That's just common sense.
Of the extremely arrogant sort, perhaps.
Suit yourself, but don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, you heard her? Try not to get fired, okay?
Don't worry.
It'll take a lot more than this to ruin my reputation should things turn sour.
Unlike me, who's on the verge of losing my badge.
They don't like you!
I'm unsure whether they actually like the general public likes Franziska, but...
Let's check out the body! Hello.
An enormous semi-circular desk seating for 11. It almost reminds me of a certain legend.
I know the one, sir. The Knights of the, Round Table, right?
Guess that wasn't it. The Newts of the Brown Table. The Knights of the Brown Stable. Then further from the mark, but I refrained from rubbing his nose in it. I wanted to check out the body, but thank you. Whee! Hello! Well, one thing's for certain. This isn't Kay. She doesn't even look like her. I think we knew that already, Detective. Oh, Kay's standing right over there, after all. The victim looks to be in her 30s. She's wearing a white suit. Could be she worked in one of the offices here in the building. Perhaps, but for now she remains unidentified. The question is, why did the police seem to think her name was Kay? Let's go out of scene for anything that catches my eye. Okay, whoa, hi. The victim's hair is caked with blood. Looks like she was hit with something, huh? Unfortunately, it's too early to say for certain. Perhaps an answer will turn up as we investigate further. Right, what's all this about? Doesn't look as if there's anything in a chest pocket.
Nothing except this hole right there.
By the look of how the fabric was torn, I think it was pierced by something sharp.
Can't keep your coins in there now, they'd all fall right out.
Have you never heard of a change purse, Detective?
Sure have, sir. It's another word for pocket, right?
Thank you, Father. Pure white jacket with a deep red stain on its lapel. Jacket. The buttons are on the wearer's right-hand side.
What's weird about that? Buttons always go on the right, no?
Heh, no. That depends. Not on women's clothing. Traditionally, the buttons would be on the left. Not that it should actually matter, but...
Like I say so, you sure know your stuff.
You would know this too, Gumshoe. That is... Even I knew that. This is common knowledge, Detective. Nothing else seems amiss. Right, what's this in a pocket?
Half gloves, also white.
They don't seem to be soiled in any way. I imagine it must have belonged to the victim. Alright. Okay, I cannot... Can I check out the flower? Something pinned to the jacket here. A piece of magenta fabric. Whatever it was, it looks like it was torn off pretty roughly. Seems she suffered a serious burn on her hand at some point.
Think it's something to do with how she died?
No, this scar's too old for that. I would imagine it happened some time ago. She's holding something. Detective, could you open her hand for me?
Yes, sir. Right away.
What is that?
Oh, wait, I know. It's a loyalty card, probably from a store. Ouch!
It's a key card. Why so? Why? The question we should be asking is, what does it open? This book. What the? That's Kay's promise notebook. It's where she wrote down all the promises she made to her dad. I haven't seen this in a while. Indeed. Here we go. A book of vows made by a child to her father. What exactly is it doing here? Oh, I just remembered something Detective Bad told me a few years back. He said something precious to Kay had disappeared from the station. Evidence went missing from police custody. Bad said he looked for it everywhere, but no dice. What does this mean? And why did it turn up here of all places? You there, what do we know about this notebook, officer? The victim was holding it when they found her, sir. It was the only thing with any kind of name on it at the time. So that's how she became Kay. Talk about a red herring, still doesn't explain how she ended up with it, though. Only had a few more leads on the victim's true identity. Well, we'll find some. You think this could be the murder weapon? A 3-ounce candelabrum. The victim suffered the same number of puncture wounds to the chest. Puncture wounds that could well have been made by these spikes. Candle album? Not quite, detective. A candelabrum, a candle holder, in other words. Ah, I gotcha. That reminds me. I forgot to pay my electricity bill once a while back and I had to live by candlelight for a whole month. I'm sure the life you live. Who does that in this day and age? Okay. Well, I think this might be related. Judging by its appearance, I say that the flower Kay was carrying originally belonged to the victim. Yeah, now as you mention it, it does look like it's made out of the same fabric. Indeed. Let's make a closer comparison. Don't I just match up exactly? We got a hack of an eye, sir. Not from the victim's clothes, okay. Flower belonged to the victim. This implies a connection between the victim and Kay Faraday. Furthermore, it appears that the flower was torn off with considerable force. Kay Faraday was involved in the incident somehow, and based on what we're seeing here, we may have no choice but to treat her as our main suspect. What? But there's no way she could have done this. I can't even begin to imagine it. There isn't a murderous bone in her body. Nevertheless, we lack the evidence to prove such an assertion. For the moment, we're simply considering all the possibilities. Isn't that right, Miles Ashford? Right, Roger. For better or worse, yes. I would imagine that the victim's keycard probably grants access to this room, wouldn't you? Let me go find out, sir. Back. That was quick. Found some details on our keycard in the security system. So this room, just like you said. So the victim was able to enter and exit this chamber freely. Assuming that the keycard actually belonged to her, yes. Indeed. Keycard grants entry to committee chamber. Fine. Okay. Alright. What else? Seems we're no closer to discovering the identity of our victim. And am I really Kay? Can you really be sure? Of course we're sure. What are you talking about? Thank you. And that person lying there? Is someone you may have murdered, but that's all we can say for now. Don't! Hello? No, there's no way she did it. Isn't that right, sir? Indeed, I don't believe that Kay we know could have done something like this. You're becoming a real softie, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, look who it is again. I know that voice. Yeah, and the music. With the winning smile and the #1 name in the business is I, Prosecutor Eustace Winner. Of course. You don't show up just by yourself, do you? Please forgive the intrusion. No!
Step away from that body, Edgeworth. I didn't call for you and I don't need you. This case is mine. It's what the victim would have wanted.
You knew the victim?
So it really is her. But be not afraid, everyone, for the goddess of justice will guide us to the truth. She sure will. Now that I'm here, everything is going to be alright. Whoever did this will live to regret it. I'll show them what... Miles Edgeworth, who's this imbecile?
Why am I getting the death glare? I've got nothing to do with him.
Francisca von Karma, I presume. My apologies. I should have introduced myself sooner. Verity Gavel at your service. And the deceased in this case is... Rosie Ringer, attorney-at-law and a member of the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence.
Rosie Ringer? Rosie? Ring around the Rosies? What? Let's see, that would explain the key card. So you're the lead prosecutor.
Yep, which means this case will be solved in it.
You didn't tell me your name yet, little boy?
If you want to know my name, all you have to do is... Stop babbling and tell me now.
It's Eustace Winner? I think we've established where the balance of power lies in this particular room.
Mr. Guy in charge? Here, this is from Gamma. What's this? Ooh, the preliminary findings. Looks like it's game over for you, Edgeworth.
This isn't a game, Mr. Winner.
It technically is. Technically, this is a game.
But we're not gonna go all meta on that. Why are you not writing when I want you to write? No? There we go.
Alright, that's me done. See you next step. Yeah, home time. I could murder a bowl of noodles right about now. We're out of here, everybody. Stay healthy.
Okay, that's 2 less voices that I have to try and differentiate.
Let's see. So the wound on her head is from when she fell over after she died.
Yes, yes.
It was the candle holder that killed her, huh? And she died sometime late last night. What now, Gavel?
It's very kind of you to share the coroner's findings with everybody, Eustace. But perhaps you should leave it there. We wouldn't want you to strain your voice after all. No, that would be a tragedy. Head injury sustained post-mortem.
Anyway, that settles it. We need to arrest Kay Faraday.
What? What the heck are you talking about? I think Eustace's meaning was very clear. Miss Faraday is the murderer. And though she's dressed differently than usual. This young lady covered in bandages is Miss Faraday herself, correct? You really mean to arrest her here now? If you do, then I'll be forced to object, loudly and forcefully. And as if further confirmation were needed, there it is. The committee was right to call your conduct into question. It is questionable in the extreme.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, just go. It's fine.
Fine? This is anything but fine, Kay!
I still don't remember anything. So, maybe I did do it. Maybe I killed that poor woman and I just don't remember.
God smiles upon those who confess their sins. It is her wish that our confessions cleanse us. She applauds your commitment to the cause of justice, as do I. Judge Gavel, Eustace, if you really intend to arrest Kay, could you at least explain your grounds for doing so? I, for one, certainly don't intend to yield. Not until I've seen some evidence to support your accusations.
Then allow me. Prepare to be hit with a face full of detective genius, Edgeworth.
From you? No.
They call it a human race because somebody has to win it, and that somebody is me. Oh, that's what this screenshot is from? I mean, I gotta give it to him, that's a wild statement. But also, what the hell? I won this race too, I saw it before anybody else did. Kay Faraday's the murderer, no doubt about it. She snuck into the committee chamber looking to do some of her trademark great thieving. Which means that nobody but her could have killed Rosie Ringer. Detective genius, that was a total mess. And if Detective Gumshoe is saying that, you know it must be bad. I asked you to explain your grounds for arresting Kay, yet you have explained exactly nothing. True, but we haven't seen any proof of her innocence either. It's alright, Kay. Mr. Ashworth pulled off a miracle somehow. You just gotta believe in him. My deductions are an act of divine intervention, you know? Well, Miles Ashworth, I hate for you to disappoint me. But in the event that you do, I will be sure to freely let you know. Damn, girl. Oh, on the same side, come on. How would she have gotten into this room, my guy?
Objection!
Are you familiar with this room, Mr. Winner? It certainly sounds like you are. What can I say? Winners know where winners go. I'm number 1 and 2 and 3. I am really interested in seeing how depressing your backstory gets to, you know, justify all of this. In other words, the majority of your work is second, if not third rate. Why do you always have to make fun of me? Because you make it so easy. You can take it as a slide if you wish, but the fact remains that you seem unfamiliar with this keycard. Who do you take me for? Of course I'm familiar with it. You need one of those to get in here. Don't you? Have you no shame? Mr. Winner, do you really even suspect Kay? Of course I do. She did it. Faraday's the killer. Then perhaps you can tell us how Kay got into such a secure room as this? Without a keycard? She, you know, there was a, and she, yeah. A masterful summary. Now, as we know, only members of the committee have keycards. Therefore, only they can enter. Precisely. Why is she agreeing with me? Please take a look at this. I had security pull the data earlier. As you can see, the door to this room was open at 12:52 AM with Ms. Ringer's keycard. And who's out before her? The night before, I mean. We cannot know for certain, of course, but who's to say the culprit didn't enter the room with Ms. Ringer? And then kill her over some sort of subsequent disagreement. It's certainly a plausible theory, but that's all it is. For one, it would require the victim and her murderer to have known one another. Yeah, and Kay didn't know the woman, I'm sure of it.
Overruled.
How can you possibly be sure of such a thing? That's pure speculation on your part, Detective. There's no place for guesswork in a courtroom or the crime scene. Not evidence is what is required. In that case, are you suggesting that you have sad hard evidence to support your theory? Evidence that Kay Faraday and Rosie Ringer knew one another? Oh, yeah. But of course. What? I have here a letter. Oh, no. Dr. Hertz found it in the victim's chest pocket. And none of the victim's possessions. And you kept this to yourself until now. You planned for this, didn't you? This woman plans for everything. Is that why? I do not trust this woman.
At all, whatsoever. I mean, I haven't trusted her the entire game, but every single time she shows up, she's just making it worse.
Shall I read it for you? Rosie, thanks so much for agreeing to help with my plan. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago.
Okay. 12? We literally just had a case from 18 years ago, and now suddenly it's 12 years? What happened 12 years? What is going on in this game?
This would seem to indicate pretty strongly that the two of them were accomplices, wouldn't you say? Accomplices in a plot to steal from the very room in which you are standing.
Oh.
Wait, so your principal suspect is Miss Kay Faraday for the second crime, as well as Miss Ringer's murder. And the principal suspect?
Don't listen to her, it's all lies, all of it. You're not like that. You'd never do any of the stuff they're accusing you of.
How do you explain the letter, Detective?
Do you even know if she has written that? Have you tried handwriting analysis? Does this even look the way that Kay usually writes? Come on. Who would leave a suspicious letter like this on a deceased body? Unless it implicates someone else. Like, come on, who does that? Unlike Mr. Winner, I suspected that Judge Cavell herself had some proof to support her accusation, but didn't expect it to be quite so definitive.
Nicely done, Cavell. Thank you, Eustace.
Hold it!
We're not done here yet. I still have questions, and you better have answers.
Would you mind if I handle this, Eustace?
Be my guest. Have fun arguing Ashworth into the ground. I can't let them steamrolling me on this. I have to find a way to take back the advantage. Get it.
As the letter more than adequately proves, Miss Faraday and Miss Ringer were acquainted. It seems Miss Faraday had asked for Miss Ringer's help in a plot of some kind. For whatever reason, their lines must have broken down. Miss Ringer lost her life in the resulting disagreement, but she had one last card to play. The letter she kept safe in her left chest pocket, which spells out the name of the killer.
A left chest pocket. Shouldn't the letter have been skewered through then?
She's good. Better than ever, even. Think you can take her down, Miss Ashworth?
Yes, of course.
Don't do this out of pride, Miles Ashworth. If you're going to fail, do it in somebody else's time.
Hey, whose side are you on, sir?
There's only one side to be on, Scruffy. The side of the truth.
Looks like the kid's got something to say.
Well, if there's only one side to be on, then it has to be on the winning. Quiet, you.
My thoughts exactly. I mean, to be fair, at least with this case, we pretty much have the dead body immediately. I can't wait to see how that's going to spiral all out of control if this is what we're starting the case off with.
Objection!
So the victim kept the most vital clue of all closest to her heart. How very touching.
Voices of the dead fight to be heard, and even then they don't always reach us. But her voice rang loud and true, and it told us that Miss Faraday is her killer.
I think you may have misheard her, Your Honor, or perhaps an evil spirit was trying to mislead you.
Hey, you take that back!
Perhaps we should try listening to the words of the coroner's report instead.
By all means, if I recall correctly, the victim was stabbed on her left side.
Thank you!
Oh,
yeah! I'm afraid so. You claim that the letter was found in the victim's left chest pocket. Right where she was stabbed by the candle holder. Indeed. 3 puncture wounds to the chest and yet not one to the... Miraculous, no? Well, Judge Cavell, how do you explain that? Because I can think of one explanation. The letter was deliberately placed there after the fact in order to cast suspicion on Kay. Someone went to a lot of trouble to create the crime scene we see before us. And that someone is the real culprit, who almost certainly also forged this letter.
It's clear that the culprit intended to frame Kay by means of that letter. And you fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Ah, thank you. Okay, it's sinker.
Objection!
No, Faraday did it. The letter was... It was in her other pocket. Yeah. Huh? Seriously? The whole left chest pocket thing was a mistake. Whoever reported it must have meant the left. Stop your foolish floundering, you foolishly foolish fool. Are you just that incurably foolish? You keep whipping me and stop making fun of my deductions.
This is a dream team. He opens his mouth.
There, I saved you the trouble of disciplining him.
Yes. Even though I had no intention of doing so.
The letter is stained with blood, which suggests it had indeed been placed somewhere on her left side.
Therefore, I doubt there was some sort of mistaken report, not unless the report was given by you.
What? Gavel, say something.
No objections. Good. Then allow me to continue.
So we have established the existence of a second suspect. No, we haven't. The murderer had to get in here, remember? Who else could have gotten in apart from Faraday and Winger?
Did you not see the other entry on that literal sheet of, hey, I wonder who accessed this room that you and Gavel herself pulled from security just earlier? You showed me. It literally only says two accesses on there. Except the name for the one person is not actually on it. I wonder why that is. We've had that before because it was like, oh, it has to be a secret, blah, 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 blah. And it was there undoing because we actually finally figured out who it was. We could prove it. I wonder if we're gonna do that again. Whoever it was would have needed a keycard. Judge Gavel proposed that the killer entered the room together with the victim. What if there's something questionable at the very basis of her theory itself? This piece of evidence points to another suspect other than Kay. Keycard record. Look again at the keycard record provided by Judge Gavel a short while ago. As already noted, the victim's keycard was used at 12:52 AM. But you will note that someone else's keycard is also listed. A mystery person could have entered before and then lay in wait for the victim, maybe. This other person entered at 10:15 PM, so that's certainly not outside the realm of possibility. Except I'm afraid it is. And where's your evidence, huh, Your Honor? My evidence? I am the evidence, detective. Oh, it was you? You were here the entire night? It was my keycard. Well, that makes this easier, at least. There's nothing suspicious about a committee member entering the chamber as I please, is there? If you were an upstanding person, which I don't think you are, because I don't I trust you as far as I could throw you, which is not nowhere at all, and not at all. Miss Judge. Haha. Miss Judge. Her personality. Perhaps not, but that's also not the exonerating evidence you seem to think it is. Unless you can also prove that you yourself didn't murder your colleague.
Overruled.
What utter nonsense. What would I have had to gain from killing her?
Objection!
I'm sure you know how I'm going to answer that, Your Honor. I believe further investigation will shed light on any motives you might have had.
Overruled.
I'm a faithful servant of the goddess. Why would I ever resort to an act of crime? That's not going to get you out of this. Oh, I'm a good person. I used my keycard, that much is true, but my reason for entering this room is far from questionable. Then perhaps you'd care to tell us why. I had business here in the committee chamber. There were certain preparations to make.
Preparations. Sounds pretty suspicious to me. Gumshoe doesn't like her at all, and I'm so glad he's the one person who's actually making it very clear.
I am not at liberty to share what I was preparing for. But I'm sure Prosecutor Ashworth can make an educated guess. My hearing. She must have been busy gathering the documents they were going to use against me. To relieving me of my badge. Alright, children, that's enough. It's good to keep our skills and our tongues sharp, especially when we're young, but that'll do for now. Who in the... Who the heck? Really takes me back to the days of my youth, back when I would wrangle with a certain detective. Disappear, you know? I hope he's out there somewhere living his best life. You have to forgive me, it's just... I get so emotional. Tears, I can't stop them. Why are you wearing, like... 24 prosecutor badges? Chairman, witness... That's his dad. No, my God. Winner. Ah, Verity, my girl, do you ever stop working? Your dedication puts us all to shame. Why do you have water in your glass? In your goggles? This is young Francisca I see before me. Dear child, when did you get so big? Uncle Winner, it's been far too long. That's so formal. I thought we were like family. You used to sit on my knee and shout, Uncle Winner, at the top of your little lungs. Oh, but time goes by so very fast. One can't help it shed a tear. Dad, what are you doing here? How am I doing here? A committee member has been murdered and you're in charge of the case, my boy. What is this? Bring your bobs to work day? Silence. You have an idea who he is. This man is practically the right hand of the goddess herself. Former chief prosecutor and the current chairman of the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. No, Verity. There's no need to bring all that up. I'm just a harmless old man, really. Yeah, a harmless old man with a six-pack and a grin I wouldn't trust at all. Imagine meeting this guy in the middle of the night. Like, I'm seeing him in the middle of the day and he's creepy already. Allow me to apologize for the detective's rudeness. I am Miles Atchworth, correct? And your little subordinate Dick Gumshoe. I'm Excelsius Winner. Excelsius? Because you excel at winning? Father to the city and boy, among other things. My wife and I were so happy when he was born. And now she's gone too. Heaven only knows to where. Dad, you're here. Use my handkerchief. Thank you, son. You're a good boy, in your own silly way. Like father, like son, I suppose, though it's hard to say who's the bigger fool. Well, Verity, how goes the investigation? Thank you for asking, sir. We have identified a prime suspect, 1K Faraday. We're currently trying...
Objection!
You don't have nearly enough to make her your prime suspect, and you know it. Or have you forgotten what we just discovered about the letter?
Objection!
I told you that was just a mix-up. They got the wrong Don't test my patience. Alright, that's enough. Let's all just calm down, shall we? I'm sorry you had to see that, sir. My humblest apologies. I think you've all made your cases very clearly. All except for you, Eustace. What? But, Dad! We are prosecutors and it's our duty to identify suspects and bring them to justice. But I wouldn't dare call someone a suspect without evidence or motive. Please, Mr. Atchworth, I know all about your relationship to the accused. Thick as thieves seems pretty apt based on what I've heard. Kay's no criminal. She's helped us catch the bad guys loads of times. Much about this case is still unclear, sir. Please, you have to let us... Oh, it's heartwarming, really. The bonds of friendship are so strong among the young. Excuse me? Circumstances being what they are, I'm afraid those bonds won't be enough. Why are we playing with fire? What is that supposed to mean?
prosecutor's office needs this case cleared up as quickly as possible. Time is oh so precious, and we have so little of it, and there are so many other cases. I'm sorry, but you understand, of course, don't you? No? I don't. Alright, Miss K. Faraday. Time to come along quietly. No?
Yes, sir.
You're not taking her. She's innocent, I tell you. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. To defy the chairman of the committee is to defy the law itself.
Fuck you!
It isn't so brazen. A hearing won't be necessary at all. Are you prepared for Mr. Ashworth to lose his badge over this, Detective?
Is that the only thing you can say? Oh, Ashworth's gonna lose his badge! Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, so either K goes down and Mr. Ashworth loses his badge. What the heck am I supposed to do? You use his badge to shield yourselves. Oh, how the committee too has fallen. Hey, you're innocent. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Thank you. We've only known each other for a short while, but you've been very kind. And I'm sorry. Sorry for being a criminal.
Your contrition has been noted, Miss Faraday, and that will be conveyed to the goddess of justice. What in the world should I do? When I was little, all I wanted was to be like my father. To become an attorney and fight for those who can't fight for themselves. But now, my fate is tied to that of this one tiny badge. One tiny badge against the life of a dear acquaintance. Acquaintance? You don't even call her a dear friend, you say acquaintance. Oh. Who am I kidding? There's nothing to weigh up here. I guess this is it. Goodbye, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Judge Cavell, a moment, please. Yes, what is it? Your badge. What is the meaning of this? I'm returning it. From this day forth, I'm a prosecutor no longer.
Mr. Edgeworth!
What are you doing?
Miles Edgeworth, explain yourself right now. You're giving it all up? Just like that?
You can mean it, sir. Tell me you're kidding, please. If you're not a prosecutor anymore, then what does that make me? I have one duty and one duty alone, to pursue the truth. If being a prosecutor means I must turn a blind eye to the very truth before me, then I will gladly shed the title to be free. Go off! I'll carve my own path, one I believe in. I won't let my search for the truth end here.
Objection!
Are you running away from the Funkama? From me? Say what you will, Francisca. You won't change my mind.
So you're leaving me behind again? I'll never forgive you for this. Never. No. This is all my fault. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for me.
Wait, Kay, don't go! Oh. You stay right where you are, Detective. But sir, I'm not a prosecutor anymore. Don't say that. Where you go, I go, Miss Edgeworth. I'm always there right by your side. There's no need for you to do that now, Detective. Simply focus on your job and do what you can. Well, now this is no good, is it? We've let a dangerous criminal run free. Try and try. And yeah, it's never enough. There's no need to worry, sir. We'll set up a cordon. She won't get far. She better not. I'll be very disappointed in you if she does. What? In the actual fuck? Well, That's a very good point to stop at. Absolutely. What the hell? Huh? Well, that's certainly an interesting, very interesting case. I can already feel that. Oh boy. Alright. Alright. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight then. You know, the game is lulling me into this false sense of actually getting somewhere because it already told us, hey, you reached the middle part, but what do you mean the middle part? Oh god. Well, I hope she regains her memory sometime throughout this case, and then we can really turn this around. Maybe, hopefully. Oh god. You know, despite me definitely end of the stream, yeah. It's a good point. It's a good point to stop, and I do have to work tomorrow, sadly, so I can't go any longer. Oh yeah, case 3 was very fun. I finally finished it, and this one is certainly shaping up to be another interesting one. But yeah, that is going to be it for tonight. I will continue Ace Attorney. We'll continue this on Sunday, hopefully. So next thing is actually going to be Friday with Boyfriend Dungeon, where I'm hoping actually to finish Boyfriend Dungeon. I said this for like what, 2 weeks straight as well, because something always happened. But maybe now, maybe this time for real. No, I think I'm struggling my way back to an actual normal schedule. Thank you so much for coming by tonight, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna send you guys over to Sybil, who's playing Metaphor. She's pretty relatively early on in the game still, as far as I can tell.
Have a good night. Thank you so much for coming by. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.